Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm coming.
I'm flat out coming. It's gonna be a different feel, a different attitude, a different energy.
We're gonna outwork them.
You gotta work. We're gonna work win. It's time. We're gonna win right now, not later.
That man next to you is a miracle.
Every darn thing you got right now.
That man next to you is a dog.
Let's go hunt today. That man next to you is somebody that got to have it today. I got receipts. You believe in you? You believe in that? I believe. We ain't coming no more. Yeah.
They sure are here. Boulder, Colorado at the epicenter of the college football universe. And a constellation of stars showing up as a result, including Wheezy, a.k.a. Tunchi, Lil Wayne, in the house for Colorado State against number 18 Colorado. Offset in the house with his Ric Flair vibe, and Master P ready to make him say, oh. Chauncey Billups hooped here along with Kyle Lowry, NBA champion. And we can smell what Colorado is cooking tonight with The Rock in the house. Under the lights here at Folsom Field. Coach Prime with profound gravity. He is the centrifugal force in college football right now. And Louis Riddick, he's making the walk where he makes that transition from father to coach.
Yeah, he told us, hey, look, when I walk down the one end, I'm the father. I'm making sure my boy is straight. I'm making sure he let him know that I love him. And then when I turn around and come back to that 50, it's on. It's time to play a football game. I'm going to give you your last instructions, then you go out there and ball. This is unique, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is unique. I got goosebumps. You would too if you were here.
An electric atmosphere here. Another sold-out house here in Boulder, Colorado. Last week, they were at 106% of capacity. Equally tight here tonight. Colorado winning the toss, deferring to the second half. Colorado State will receive the kick. And they'll start 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Quint Kessner.
92nd meeting of this Rocky Mountain Showdown, and given a week that saw words exchanged on social media from program to program, it was absolutely no surprise at all that at 6:36 during the early warm-ups that we had a skirmish. Colorado accused of overstepping their bounds and warming up on the Rams side of the field. You had an assistant coach in Shedeur Sanders standing toe-to-toe. Travis Hunter got involved. It was a skirmish. No refs were on the field. Eventually, everyone walked back to their locker room.
That's why they call it a rivalry game. This is Horton on the outside. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, but a quick flag on the field. So we're going to wait a little bit here and see if this stands or not. Torrey Horton, one of the dangerous receivers for the Rams.
Holding, number 4 of the defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's going to go against the Buffaloes.
I think Coach Prime is out there saying, look, there's some confusion. Who you talking about?
Got the wrong number.
Yeah, number 4. There is no number 4 in Colorado. So trying to get that cleared up.
Correction. Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty.
That would make more sense. That's against Lewis Brown.
And you see right away Colorado State coming out and trying to get the ball to their playmakers, starting with number 14, Torrey Horton, who Jay Norvell told us, hey, look, the playmakers got to make plays tonight. We got to have one of them breakout type of games. They started off with a wide receiver screen. That was the same way they started the game 2 weeks ago against Washington State. They're going to need to push this ball down the field, though. That can't be the game plan all night.
And they have a brand new quarterback starting this week. Braden Fowler Nicolosi out of the backfield, completes it. Morrow on the catch, another flag down out to the 20-yard line. Shiloh Sanders, the strong safety, making the stop on that 4-yard gain. But another flag on the field. Mike McCabe, our referee tonight. Here's the call.
Personal foul. Illegal chop block. Offense number 75 and 73. After this is to the goal. Replay first down.
Mike out of Orange County, California. There's a look at the starting quarterback this week. Braden Fowler Nicolosi won a big game for the Rams last year as a true freshman at Nevada. But this is a different type of deal tonight under the bright lights on the road at Folsom Field in a rivalry game. He was told 3 days after the Washington State loss, when he started taking the reps with the #1 squad, that he would be QB1. A daunting 1st and 27. Snap was high, he hands it off, and no gain on the play. Avery Morrow stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and long.
There you saw nickelback Cameron Silman-Craig, #7, come flying in there from his slot alignment. And I'll tell you what, folks, keep an eye on #7 tonight. Silman-Craig is one of those guys who plays with the attitude that head coach Deion Sanders wants him to play with. This is a guy who is fast, he's physical, he can cover. They've got a bunch of these guys in the secondary. It's going to be a fun night keeping an eye on him.
2nd and 27. Nicolosi pulls incomplete, intended for Ross Simmons. And it'll be 3rd and long, 4th down coming up. And the Buffaloes looking at 3rd and 27 defensively now.
What you're seeing now is Colorado, their defensive ends, their pass rush, tuning it up right now against this revamped offensive line for Colorado State. On the last play, you saw Taj Austin, #49, get a nice hit on the quarterback.
Nicolosi gets it out. It was tipped. They're going to say it's incomplete. Sets up 4th and 27. Leonard Payne Jr. got a hand on that ball. Welcome everyone to Folsom Field here in Boulder, Colorado, which right now is the epicenter of college football. The undefeated Buffaloes coming in 2-0 in this rivalry game against Colorado State, still looking for their first win of the season. The Rams punting after a 3-and-out here. That's Horn watching this punt roll all the way down to the 46-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10. And that's where we will begin the night. Getting situated here. A little bit of a scramble. It has been wild tonight. The energy here at Folsom Field has been very unique. It's a combination of the BET Awards, when you look at the luminaries on the sidelines, and a football game mixed together, Louis.
Yeah, it is. And I tell you what, it is pure entertainment. But make no mistake about it, there's a football game going on out here. And this head coach in prime, Deion Sanders, he is serious about his craft right now. And his football team is going to play in his image, which is tough, hard-nosed football. They're going to make dramatic plays in the passing game because they got great athletes. But this is an old-school coach football team here in Colorado.
Edwards between the tackles, hands it off. Sanchez makes the tackle, a 2-yard gain on the play for Dylan Edwards. Shedeur Sanders, folks, leads FBS quarterbacks in passing yards per game, and that's just the beginning of his wonderful story. Passing for over 900 yards already on the season. No interceptions, 6 touchdowns. Out of the backfield, Edwards in space, pushed out of bounds right near midfield at the 50-yard line, pushed out by Aiden Hector. A gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down coming up. They got off to a slow start last week in their win against Nebraska, Lewis. How do they change it?
Yeah, I think right now they're just going to try and get the ball to the playmakers. Shedeur just got to make good decisions that you saw right there on the halfback wide pass to Dylan Edwards. Just be the point guard. Just be efficient. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Here with self-inflicted penalties. This is the kind of thing that will drive Coach Prime crazy.
Ball start. Number 3 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
See, this is the kind of thing that he will not stand for.
Correction,
and you can see Dylan Edwards, the running back, just kind of was anticipating the snap count. Got a little off balance, but hey, look, this is a football team that can produce plus 20-yard plays, Mark, in an absolute hurry. And we're going to see our fair share of them tonight.
Dynamic and explosive. Pressure coming. Sanders got rid of it. In traffic, incomplete, and picked off. The first interception thrown of the season by Sanders into the arms of Henry Blackburn. It was off of the hands of Jimmy Horn, and they brought a little bit of heat on Colorado's quarterback that time, Shedeur Sanders.
They did. They got a 5-man pressure, got a hit on Shedeur Sanders. They said that they were going to do this to try and put some pressure on him. And then in the back end, as you see there, Henry Blackburn in the advantageous position to finish with the INT.
You're watching the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
It's the 93rd edition of Colorado State against Colorado. You're watching ESPN College Football presented by Geico. Folks, this is the Pac-12 on ESPN. First down and 10 for the Rams, coming back the other way after the interception. First one of the season thrown by Sanders. They're going to run it between the tackles, Kobe Johnson, as we take a look at Lou's do's and don'ts.
Starting with Colorado State, pressure Shedeur. Don't let him get comfortable. You saw it led to an interception. That's a great start for them. And don't play conservative on offense. Push the ball down the field. For Colorado, it's about attacking the middle of the field with their slot players. In the passing game, they have tremendous mismatches. And then on the defensive side, don't allow any explosive plays. Don't get the ball thrown over your head.
Nicolosi underneath completes the pass to Holker. Holker, a dangerous receiver, picks up the first down of the game for the Rams out near the 44-yard line. Holker had a touchdown a couple of weeks ago in their loss against Washington, amongst many others this week, which caught the attention of the Colorado Buffaloes coaching staff. Kobe Johnson on that last run. Marvell in his second year on the sidelines, erstwhile head coach of Nevada. Brought several transfers with him last year. They're going to run it on 2nd and 6. Johnson again with nowhere to go. Picked up about 2. It'll be 3rd down coming up. Mitchell making the tackle that time from his linebacker spot.
This is a revamped offensive line for CSU for Colorado State. They have new starting left tackle, new starting left guard. The center, Jacob Gardner, moves from tackle back to center, which Jay Norvell said was the best thing for this offensive line. They didn't play very well 2 weeks ago, but so far they are attempting to establish the line of scrimmage with the running game. You know they're going to have to go up over the top in the passing game on the outside because that's where their playmakers are.
3rd and 5. Horton matched up against Hunter at the top of your screen. Complete to Horton. Eludes one tackler, brought down, a flag down. Well diagnosed by that Buffalo defense, and that's going to be a hold against the Rams. Colorado State with a plethora of penalties already.
Holding. Number 4 of the offense. That penalty declined. 4th down.
That's got to be frustrating there for Jay Norvell. You start moving the football down the field, then you try running the football in between the tackles. You don't get anywhere. Then you throw a wide receiver screen and you get a penalty. You can see there at the top of the screen right here, you can see Lewis Brown tackling Travis Hunter as he's trying to stalk block him out there on the edge. You're going to have to convert in those kind of situations when you're in plus territory, because I can guarantee you Colorado will get going at some point offensively.
Jordan Noy is attempting from 50 yards out at altitude. Got it up in the air. And it's good. The Rams strike first. That's a career long. Back after this. We got a late flag. Hang on. We're going to stay here. Let's see who it's against.
Personal foul. Roughing the snapper. Defense number 99. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
So they're going to take the penalty. That penalty goes against Shane Coates. And it'll be 1st down all the way inside the red zone at the 18.
You can see it right here. You cannot do that to the snapper. And that's just not a smart penalty when you have gotten off the field.
What exactly can they do?
Well, you cannot bull rush the center.
Okay.
Because he's in a compromised position with his head down trying to snap the football, and it's really in the name of safety. That's what they're trying to prevent, any kind of unnecessary injury. You just got to be smarter than that when you're getting off the field here, after only giving up 3. Because now you give Colorado State another crack at it. And if I'm them, I'm throwing the ball outside down the field. I'm trying to get the ball to Torrey Horton.
High snap. Nicolosi in trouble. Threw it away as he picked off. Incomplete. They're going to rule it incomplete. Shiloh Sanders was there. He's vehemently protesting, but good pressure by Marvin Ham in the face of Fowler Nicolosi. Let's take another look here.
You see, this is just not a smart decision. You just got to protect the football and live to fight another day.
Yeah, that.
Oh, man, he may have scooped that right off the ground.
He was almost down. It looked like the ball hit the turf. 2nd and 10. And now they're going to take. Oh no, we got a timeout.
Colorado.
2nd and 10. Zeros on the board, but a lot of action so far. Back after this.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. See how easy it is to bundle all your insurance needs.
Nothing hotter than Colorado Buffalo's merch right now. It is flying off the shelves. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but sunglasses as well.
Everybody wants a little piece of
Yes.
the action of what's going on around here. But if you're Colorado State, you're saying, hey, look, I'm not having any of that. I don't care about any of that.
Right.
And see, here now that they're in the high red zone, basically just outside the red zone, what we would call fridge red zone at about the 22. This is where they got to take advantage of these opportunities. And look, Braden Fowler Nicolosi said, I can't have any drive killers. I can't be responsible for it. So he can't do what he just did. They just got away with one right there. He's got to make smart decisions. Just get the ball to your playmakers.
They moved the ball back to the 22. They ruled it a sack. Picked off! Real estate ahead! Shiloh Sanders showing him his shoe bottoms! Stunting like his daddy! Touchdown! Shiloh Sanders had that earlier play rebuked.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 14 of the offense. His first of the game. That penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike penalty against Horton for the late hit in the end zone. But I started to say Sanders had that earlier pick taken away. He made sure on this one and went the distance with it. 80 yards for the touchdown, and he's going to take the throne as a result. The Buffaloes lead 7-0. What a turnaround of fortune. Their 4th pick of the season. We'll take a look at it with Lewis's breakdown on the other side of this.
Matt Berry in our college football studios with our Capital One rewarding performance. Watch this effort by Devin Leary, quarterback, Kentucky. He should have been sacked twice. Somehow finds Ray Davis. Ray Davis applauds the effort of his own with an 80-yard touchdown. Kentucky rolls 35-3. Leary 315 yards and 3 touchdowns on the Knights.
Welcome back, everyone, to suddenly very electric Boulder, Colorado. Not that it was ever in a lull, but we'll see how the Rams recover after that pick 6. A squib kick will go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Lewis, what was the key on this pick six?
Well, as an offense, when you don't push the ball down the field and you throw a lot of quick game, defensive backs sit on the quick game, the three-step drop, and they're just playing for those short routes. And you can see Shiloh Sanders right here. He doesn't even back up. He steps forward. And there you see Braden Fowler-Nicolosi never even sees him coming. He doesn't try and look off because the route doesn't really call for him to look off. He's just trying to get the ball in the hands of Torrey Horton and let him do something with it. You have to make these defensive backs respect your ability to push the ball down the field. Otherwise, what Coach Prime is going to wind up telling them is, you just sit there and you sit on the short and intermediate game until they show that they can beat us. And when you do, and you read it right like that, and you have a young quarterback who right now is just trying to execute the offense, you're going to get some freebies. That's as easy as it comes, and that's a 10-point swing.
Big
you take
time.
3 points off the board, you try and score a touchdown, and then they go pick six the other way.
And a great heartwarming scene as Coach Prime was dad there for a moment, giving Shiloh, his son, his chain to put on. And I would bet that he whispered in his ear, 21, can you do something for me?
Look, when your father is one of the great cover corners of all time, you think he doesn't give you tips? You think he's not watching the tape? You think right now he's saying, hey, what'd I tell you? Didn't I tell you to sit on that quick game? Didn't I tell you? I told you get one. I told you to go down to the end zone then, right? And you can celebrate with the fans. Look, that's the advantage. That's the advantage of having all the football knowledge that they have on that side of the stadium, on that side of this field. And for Jay Vornell, for Coach Norvell, you have to be real frustrated right now. Because you had a chance. You had points on the board.
What a swing. And we're going to have, looks like a reversal of their options. They're going to kick it again. And there's a look at Coach Norvell speaking with his starting quarterback, Fowler-Nicolosi, who came in the second half a couple of weeks ago in that loss at home against the Cougars. Against Washington State.
I think one of the reasons
one
of the reasons why you would want to kick this again is because you want it in the hands of Kobe Johnson. This is a guy who took one to the house 2 weeks ago against Washington State, who's one of their best playmakers.
Transfer from North Dakota State. Very esteemed program. And it's going to go out the back of the end zone. So let's do it again and go 1st and 10 from the 25. They chose to re-kick as we go downstairs. Q, we're talking shades versus blue collar in this game, right?
We're talking that Colorado State, it's time to go to work. This is the shirt. This is the blue collar sleeves up shirt that head coach Jay Norvell and his staff wear around the facility. Got the logo, got the name tag on it. You punch in at 9, you check out at 5. And right now they got to lean on that work ethic during the bye week to get over the little hump that they've created in this game.
Well, they're going to have to roll up the sleeves even a little more on those blue collar shirts. Down 7-0. Nowhere to go for Kobe Johnson. They were sitting on that. Mitchell again with another play. He's made several tackles tonight. Loss of 2. Coach Prime has called for a blackout for the fans to wear black tonight and to throw on a pair of those blenders, if you got them, those shades that have been so prominent here in the last 48 hours. Nicolosi on the move, throwing across his body downfield, caught by Lewis Brown, the 4th, in behind Silman Craig. And that time they threw it downfield and it worked, Lewis.
Yeah, you see right there, Lewis Brown lined up in the slot down here to the near side of the field. And you can see he just runs what they call a flag route or a 7 route. Takes it up the field, breaks it to the pylon. Nicolosi puts it on him perfectly. That's the kind of explosive play you need to generate.
Pickup of 52. Here's Horton looking to throw it. Got a man and no signal. Touchdown! Holker! Near the back of the end zone. What a response by the Rams. Horton threw that thing on a rope, Lewis Riddick, to Dallin Holker for the touchdown.
That's exactly the kind of response you need. That's what I'm talking about as far as emptying the notebook, emptying the playbook, and here you have a reverse pass where Torrey Horton hits Holker right in stride. And now we've tied this game up, and now all of a sudden we've got a game going.
So the young quarterback, Fowler Nicolosi, proving to be imperturbable with a great response.
Well, he said we want to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and hey, they may get the ball in the hands of other playmakers and just throw it down there to the transfer from BYU who had that great catch 2 weeks ago, and he makes another one. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful, right over the hands of Trevor Woods.
Hey, the young guy showing a lot of confidence as you look into his eyes. And we are knotted at 7 apiece.
Again, if you're Jay Norvell,
right,
that's the kind of call you have to make. You can't keep throwing these wide receiver rocket screens, bubble screens, short game as the DBs are sitting on it. And I'll tell you what, there was some miscommunication in the back end in the play previous on the big play to Lewis Brown that you could see that the communication wasn't fluid. Jay Norvell decides, hey, you know what? If there's some miscommunication and there's some confusion in the back end, how about we run a reverse pass and see what that does?
They had a week off, and Coach Norvell decided he wanted to make a switch. He felt intuitively that it was just a good time for Nicolosi.
Yeah, and look at what now it has led to. 16 plays, 115 yards. They have explosive components on this offense. They didn't show that in the first game of the season against Washington State, but they're showing it tonight.
Buffaloes will have it 1st and 10 from their 25 as we go back to the studio.
All right, Jojo, got your AT&T 5G studio update. Texas has been messing around with Wyoming all night. Ewers here to Xavier Worthy, who does this himself to give Texas a 17-10 lead early 4th quarter.
All right, back here, Colorado with the ball 1st and 10 from their own 25. Shedeur Sanders has only taken 3 snaps so far in the ball game. Dylan Edwards in the backfield beside him. Edwards on the carry, trying to get to the edge. The fastest player on this squad, close to the 1st down. Gain of about 10 on the play. Well, here's next Saturday's featured college football game, and it should be a great one. Coach Prime at number 18, Colorado, going to Eugene to take on Bo Nix at number 13, Oregon. Starts 3:30 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. That was Jimmy Horn Jr. Brought down by Anusium. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down for the Buffaloes. Sanders gets rid of it quickly. That's Hunter. Oh, man. He took some ankles out at the 45, put it on the ground. It's loose, and it's coming back the other way. Harge, the 3rd, strolls into the end zone. Touchdown. Travis Hunter with the fumble. And Colorado State with some room service. Incredible.
You're going to see right here the safety, Henry Blackburn. You see him purposely try and punch at the football as they're trying to get Travis on the ground. Watch number 11 coming to your screen here. He's going to come right here. Watch his right arm. He's trying to punch at it.
Was he down? No.
He was on top of the defender. He was on top of the linebacker, Chase Wilson, number 30.
Yeah, he was on top of the tackler.
But you see, they're trying to punch at the football. It looked at first glance like Blackburn had actually got it, but he wasn't the one who punched it out. But you see, they're going after it. And then you see the other safety, Jack Howell, number 17, put a hit on him as he's on top of the linebacker, Chase Wilson.
Ron Harge got the start tonight at the corner spot in place of Dom Jones. Took it 45 yards the other way after the fumble recovery.
His arm down, ball's out there.
Wow, they're taking a look at this. There must be irrefutable evidence, video-wise, to overturn the call on the field. The ruling on the field is a touchdown on the scoop and score. Harge is a transfer from City College of San Francisco.
Just don't know if they have the right angle to be able to see whether or not.
Travis Hunter, of course, the two-way star, plays starting corner and wide receiver. Split end for Colorado. Dion seemingly indicating that his elbow was down. Well, it did not quite look that way on the replay.
After review, the ruling on the field of a fumble and a recovery by the defense stands as called. Georgia plays a touchdown.
Touchdown Rams.
After the play,
So we've already seen 2 defensive touchdowns.
scoring team, number 34, that 15-yard penalty.
And there was a penalty in wake of that play for excessive celebration against Colorado State.
Well, you know that this defense and this football team overall is fired up. The defense didn't show its very best 2 weeks ago either, in addition to the offense. And the secondary in particular said, hey, we simplified our communications. We're going to be running and hunting this football. And you can see what that leads to in a scoop and score for 6.
Colorado State with a 7-point lead. Shedeur Sanders has shown great development and improvement over the first couple of games.
These are the kind
Break it down for us.
Yeah, these are the kind of things he's going to need to do in this football game. Win from the pocket first and foremost. Be able to manipulate defenders, post snap with your eyes. Here it's middle of the field coverage. Get one-on-one on the outside. Throw the ball in rhythm and just drop it in there over the defender and just put it exactly where it needs to be put. As you saw, Colorado State has already got some pressure on him, especially off of his blind side. And here, you're going to see him escape out to his left, extend the play. Give the receivers time to work open, but keep your eyes down the field and protect the football while you're doing it. And here he does an excellent job. This is exactly what scouts in the NFL are looking for. You see there, he finds Xavier Weaver for the first down conversion. He's going to need to do all of that here tonight, because I'm telling you, Colorado State's defense, their secondary in particular, knew that they needed to play sound fundamental defense against the hottest passer in college football. And on the offensive side, they know that they needed to produce explosive plays. This is going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
Because both of these teams can score.
He has made a meteoric rise up a lot of the draft boards. Guy that has played a lot of football. Started every game in high school for 2 years at Jackson State. SWAC Player of the Year a couple of times. He'll get another opportunity after this Edwards return. Edwards tripped up at about the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there after the 22-yard return. Well, tomorrow the WNBA playoffs continue with a pair of game 2s. In the best of 3 first round. 6th seed Minnesota taking on 3rd seed the Sun at 1 Eastern on ESPN. Then 8th seed the Sky squaring off against the top-seeded Las Vegas Aces on ABC and the ESPN app. Coverage begins with a WNBA countdown at 12:30 Eastern on ESPN News. A couple of great games tomorrow. So the Buffaloes facing some early adversity. Let's see how they react. 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. Sanders completes it. That's Weaver still on his feet. Made a couple of nice moves. Picks up about 5 on the play. About 6 along 6. 2nd down coming up. Weaver, the leading receiver, coming into the ball game. Up at the line of scrimmage quickly. Hankerson on the carry. And he's going to be stopped up for a gain of about 1. Sets up a 3rd down. Hunter lined up to the top of your screen.
One of the things you're seeing out of Colorado State right now, getting a lot of defenders to the football. These guys are running and hitting.
Here's Hunter on the receiver screen. Makes the catch. Tried to apply the straight arm, brought down, but he picked up the 1st down at the 44-yard line. A pickup of 11, thus atoning for that fumble a moment ago.
Man, it's a good thing that Gatkuth was able to get Travis before he was able to break out into the open, because that might have been 6.
And an incomplete pass dropped by Jimmy Horn. Was looking upfield a little bit. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You almost get the feeling right now that Colorado is feeling a little unsettled,
Yes.
right? They're
Yes.
feeling like they're trying so hard. There was so much excitement, so much hype coming into this football game that they right now seem like they're pressing a little bit, almost like they need to calm down, make sure they're securing the football, catching the football, and just executing sound fundamentals.
Got to look at Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, moment ago, downfield, incomplete, but a flag down intended for Hunter, who took a shot afterwards by Henry Blackburn. And now some words, Shedeur Sanders coming to the aid of his #1 target there.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you, as a former safety, that's a very dumb play on the part of Henry Blackburn. I understand you may be trying to send a message, but that right there, the ball had already hit the ground. You see number 11, you see he's not even close to catching the football. I mean, he's already like gearing down, and the play's basically over.
That's a blatant penalty.
Yeah, that just makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's dumb football. I understand this is a rivalry and you're hyped up, but you're up. You're up by a touchdown. You guys are playing good football.
There are 2 fouls on the play by the defense. Both fouls will be enforced. Pass interference, defense number 11. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 15 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Let's take another look at both those penalties. The pass interference first there, and then the late hit by Henry Blackburn. And Hunter, who plays on both sides of the football, and yeah, Shedeur is letting Blackburn know about it.
Yeah, look,
got a little smoke for him after the play. You can understand that.
Look, if you're Colorado State, you just need to stay composed and play football. And if you're Colorado now, you've gotten some life now. You got the ball here inside the 30-yard line, execute.
And a little more incentive, too. This is Anthony Hankerson, the guy that brings a little bit more punch at tailback, picks up about 4.
Yeah,
Howell making the stop.
Hankerson goes at just under 200 pounds, and you're right. He does bring more punch. A little bit better in pass protection than Dylan Edwards. A little bit more solid. A nice change of pace. And he's a guy who will slam it up in there. But I can tell you what, you can see Colorado State's secondary has come to play. They are trying to deliver big hits and have an intimidation factor about them.
Sanders with a clean pocket gets rid of it. Pass complete once again to Hankerson. Brought down right near the line of scrimmage by Justin Sanchez. No gain on the play, and 3rd down coming up. And still no sight of Travis Hunter, who's still on the sidelines after taking that hit. They're going to go empty here. 5 receiver formation on 3rd down and 8. Sanders got a man. Touchdown! Clean! Weaver, the receiver. Well, revenge is a dish best served in the end zone.
This is just a coverage bust to the right side of your screen. You're going to see the flat defender does not carry that vertical and allow the corner time to overlap it in a 3-deep type of scheme. They made it look like they were coming with pressure. They dropped out, rushed with 4, covered with 7 in the back end, or covered with 6 in the back end, and then they just weren't in unison in the back end and didn't play good team defense. When you have holes like that in the back end against a team that is this fast on the perimeter, that's what happens. You give up 6 in a hurry.
Everybody talks about Colorado's lack of quote-unquote balance, Lewis, with their rushing game not quite on track, but they get it to their playmakers like they did here.
You're going to see it right here. You're going to see the flat defenders shoot right out here and allow Xavier to just go vertical up the seam and does not give the corner any time to get over the top. And you see right there, Shedeur notices it immediately and just puts it on him quick before the corner's able to recover. You have to protect your guys. You have to work in unison with one another, especially when they spread you out horizontally across the field like that. You can't give guys like this free releases and let them go uncovered.
We got a lot of stars in the building tonight, and Q's with one of them with his Ric Flair drip offset. It's my favorite track, Q.
Yeah, well, it's your favorite track, Mark. I got to tell you, these benches are tight, and you're practically on the field tonight. How do you best describe the scene here in Boulder?
It's so much excitement, so much fan love. I just love the energy in the building. I feel like it's a good game, but we're gonna win.
You were in the locker room earlier. What was it like to mingle with Coach Prime and his team?
And the locker room was so iconic. It's nothing like because he got a DJ playing music, and it's like, I feel like he get them ready and make it a good thing and be in the vibe.
Ball's on the ground, ball's on the ground. That's a fumble.
Fumble, baby, let's go, that's our ball. But yeah, the room.
That ball's on the turf, and now here we go. These teams have been going at it all week.
Wow.
Started on Wednesday with head coach Jay Norvell.
They're throwing
You got your sunglasses. You got your hoodie on. Take off your hat. And it has continued all through this game.
Wow, they are.
Offset, thank you so much. Enjoy the game. Great to see you here.
Thank you. Y'all make sure y'all go get my new single, Fan, album October 13th. I love y'all.
The Fan on October 13th.
I got it. Well, the beat goes on in this cantankerous and contentious rivalry. You saw a lot of action after the whistle a moment ago. What a hit. What a hit, Lewis.
That's the kicker, Jace Feely.
Okay.
Who's trailing. He's trailing the action, and he's coming down there and saying, hey, look, I want some of this. I want to get in on this rivalry.
You ever known a kicker to get in the mix like that?
Actually, you know, I've known a couple who like to mix it up a little bit. And you see here emotions.
They're throwing hands down there.
Result of the play is a fumble and recovery by the receiving team. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 13 of the receiving team. And number 11 of the kicking team. These penalties were offset. First out.
They literally offset, just like the guy that Q just interviewed. My man in the house, boy, you talk about a constellation of stars on the sidelines here. We saw The Rock, we saw Wheezy, Tunch, we saw Key Glock was down there. We saw The Rock.
There is a.
Who am I missing, Lewis?
Hey, there's a lot of star power, and there's a lot of action on the field. These young men are pumped up. There's some big hits, turnovers, pick sixes. We've got it all.
Blitz coming off the edge. They picked it up, and Horton underneath with the catch. And he's going to tiptoe out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Not to mention a couple of NBA champions in the building as well. Chauncey Billups, who played basketball here at Colorado, and Kyle Lowry of the Miami Heat in attendance. 12-yard gain, 1st and 10. We got a timeout called by the Buffaloes. A couple of champions in the building. Chauncey had a very prolific career here at Colorado, now the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Everybody's interested.
It's different.
The
flavor is different here in Colorado from a program that went 1-11 a season ago. Coach Prime has alchemized a moribund program and football consciousness and made it special here.
Yeah, look, and he has captured the attention of a lot of people who are curious about how he is going about building this program, and they do believe that this has staying power, and it does. When you talk to Coach Prime about what his plans are, let me emphasize again, he has a great staff that he has put together. He knows exactly what his football team has and what it doesn't have, and he's not delusional about the fact that they're not there yet,
right,
where he needs them. He said, look, I need about 6 or 7 more dogs, and then I'll be ready to roll. But this is a team that is coached well, they play hard, and this is just the beginning.
Wow, and another flag. Savion Henderson, the left tackle, moved prematurely there.
False start. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
7th penalty, Lewis.
Yeah, it is. That is a lot of penalties. That's something that's not going to sit well with Coach Prime. But just look at the star power on this staff here. when you're talking about Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, Charles Kelly comes over from Alabama, very highly respected. You have guys like Sal Sinceri down there at the bottom of the screen who also coached at Alabama, the defensive tackles. Kevin Mathis, a former player at corner in the league, in the NFL. A lot of football intellect on this roster.
Tons. Horton out to the 42-yard line, picked up 4 on the play. Q?
You're looking at disruptive innovation. It's a business term, and Coach Prime is doing that. And one thing that stood out being here for the spring game, Lewis mentioned this organization that he's put together, okay? Quality people. People see the bling, they see the hype. Behind the scenes, nobody's working as hard as this team and this staff.
Tremendous alignment amongst the staff. Vertical and horizontal. Nowhere to go that time for Avery Morrow. Picked up a yard on the play. Silman Craig making the tackle. Silman Craig, of course, had a pick last week against Nebraska. Looking at 3rd down and long coming up. They've got to get to the 47 of the Buffaloes.
See, Jay Norvell has kind of found a nice little rhythm as far as his play calling. Trying to emphasize the run, short passing game, taking the shots over the top, pulling out some trick plays.
And another penalty.
Ball start. Number 68 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And you can see Coach Norvell saying, pump the brakes, calm down a little bit, but can't keep it up at this pace. You're moving the wrong way.
Yeah, for as many big plays as we've had, as much excitement as this game has already produced, there have been some lapses in terms of communication and focus. It's made this game feel a little uneven at this point. Big plays with some sloppy football. Once they settle in, we're going to have a good football game here.
Lewis, Travis Hunter's back in the ball game. Covering at the top of your screen against Horton. Nicolosi looking the other way, under duress, and runs out of bounds at about the 35. Dogged pursuit that time, defensively, by that Colorado front. And it's going to set up a 4th down, so the Buffaloes defense able to get off the field. And as we look at Coach Jay Norvell, interesting comments in our meeting with him earlier this week. He let his kids know the importance of this rivalry. He has some 20-odd players from the state on his team, but what was really important for him, he said he was proud to be part of the first time ever in this rivalry where they had 2 black head coaches.
I mean, look, that is historic. That is something that makes people stand up and take notice, which made his comments concerning Deion wearing a hat and wearing sunglasses all the more puzzling and all the more troubling for people, because he did express that to us about the importance of that and how proud he was of the fact that 2 black head coaches were playing in this rivalry. And then when you said that and you make that comment, you open yourself up to all kinds of speculation, criticism, and it really just motivated Coach Prime to the degree where you could tell it bothered him, but now it's about playing the game, and both of these teams have come out to play.
Q?
Well, I think there was confusion this week when Coach Norvell's comments, they were directed at his team, and he was just trying to teach them how they handle their business. I don't think it was a swipe at Coach Prime. He's got a lot of respect for Coach Prime.
He said immediately, Coach Prime's got a lot of critics. I'm not one of them. Busting through the hole, Dylan Edwards lacerating that defensive front for a gain of 10. Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. 28 points on the board already. Sanders gets it out quick. Edwards brought down at the 30. Anaseum making the tackle on the play, no gain. Clock running with 35 seconds to go. Lewis, you intimated when we were down the field, it was going to be a shootout. We got 28 points.
No doubt about it. Look, one of the things you're seeing, though, is on the part of Colorado State, they are making tackles in the open field. Not a whole lot of yardage after the catch. They're getting a lot of hats to the ball.
Right.
And trying to limit some of these run after the catch type of scenarios, which was very important considering how poor they were week 1.
Jimmy Horn on that catch.
Season.
14 seconds to go. Ball at the 36. 6-yard gain on previous play. 3rd and 4 for Shedeur. Down the middle. almost intercepted at midfield by the Rams defensively. And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter, but good pressure by Kamara. It's a rivalry, so you would expect there would be a little bit of enmity, animosity, and hostility. It's just the beginning. We got 45 minutes of this to go, folks. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico and the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week, which has brought out The Rock and a whole lot more. Fourth down coming up for the Buffaloes, forced to punt. Tied at 14 as we begin the second quarter. Torrey Horton back at his own 15, watches it bounce. Gets out of the way, and it caroms down to the 17-yard line. And another flag. "47-yard punt." See what the flag's about here.
Illegal formation, kicking team. 5-yard penalty, replay fourth down.
So we're going to punt it again. I guess if you're talking about, these two teams, it's still early. Sometimes some early season issues will show up and be manifested in special teams, right? I mean,
yeah, sure. Look,
I'm just looking for an out, Louis.
Yeah, no,
it's been sloppy so far.
No, it has. It really has. I mean, there's been a lot of action, but when you have emotions get involved,
right,
players start making alignment errors, assignment errors, technique errors, and then they start making judgment errors as far as too much aggression after the whistle, outside the rule book.
12 penalties.
But they'll calm down. This will turn into a football game. It already is a good football game.
A great punt. Horton back at the 14, still on his feet. And a moment ago, Quint caught up with Coach Jay Norvell.
Coach, what's got your undivided attention right now?
We just keep our poise. It's a rivalry. It's a real passionate game. Kids are playing hard. I mean, we got to overcome these penalties. I mean, I've never seen so many penalties called on one team in my life.
It's gone beyond hard. I mean, it's kind of chippy. How do you describe it?
No, it's a rivalry game. It's supposed to be that way. But we have to play with poise. We talked about playing with poise, one play at a time, and being persistent. And that's what we got to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lewis, in your do's and don'ts, you said that this offense for the Rams could not be conservative. They have not been so far,
They
right?
sure haven't. Look, they have started to threaten all three levels of the defense. Short, intermediate, and long.
First charge timeout, Colorado State.
They are.
Wow. So we get a timeout called. This game has been arrhythmic, to say the least, so far. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Boulder, Colorado, tied at 14. One play into the second quarter. Mark Jones chopping it up with Louis Riddick. Quint Kesnick down in the field. The Rams have withstood that early kind of surge by the Buffaloes, and despite the fact they're prohibitive underdogs, doing well so far.
Yeah, they sure are. Look, they are producing explosive plays. The penalties notwithstanding, they are kind of playing the game that they wanted to play, in particular on defense, where they are making Shedeur Sanders uncomfortable. They've gotten after him in the pass game, and here, now that they got the ball back on offense, continue to make sure that Colorado has to defend every blade of grass.
Kobe Johnson on the carry for the Rams, picked up 3 on the play. Johnson had a career-high 206 a couple of years ago while playing at North Dakota State, native of Lawrenceville, Georgia. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Travis Hunter matched up, Lewis, against Horton at the bottom of the screen as we go wide here. One of the great matchups of the night.
It sure is. Two of the best athletes on the field, and you can see Colorado State has moved Torrey Horton all over the place. Moved him in the slot, outside at the X, at the Z. He's thrown a touchdown already in this game.
Nicolosi over the middle, caught, and great open field tackling that time by Mitchell again, who has been ubiquitous. He has been all over the field for the Buffaloes defensively. Good hit on Ross Simmons.
Yeah, that's just great vision in zone coverage. You see him just drop to the middle of the field. They're playing this kind of a 3D type of coverage, and he just drives downhill and makes a short tackle there in the open field against a wide receiver, which is not easy to do. But Juwan Mitchell is someone who they have said has raised the level of their linebacker play here early in this season.
On 3rd and 7, Nicolosi gets it out, but it's incomplete. Tried to go and work on Hunter. Holker, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down. And the Rams will have to punt.
It's a nice job by Colorado of just playing a cover 2 scheme. Just got to it a little bit differently, dropped an end out of there to kind of give Nicolosi a little bit of a different look, and you can just see they're talking to him there down there on the sideline. Hey, look, just throw the ball out of bounds. Let's make sure that we don't have any turnovers. We'll punt the ball away.
Matt Mumme, the quarterback's coach. Fair catch called at the 38-yard line. Weaver there. A beautiful night here in Boulder, in amongst the Rockies.
Colorado State defense, defensive pressure. We said they couldn't allow Shedeur Sanders to get comfortable in this game. They had to hit him. And Muhammad Kamara was going to be the guy who had to exert his influence on this game and beat these offensive tackles. And you see, Shedeur looks like he's a little bit rattled so far in this game. He's been hit more in this game early on off of just pure 4-man pressures than he probably has all season long. And if you're Colorado State, you got to just keep it up.
They run a little twist up front. Sanders, there's a flag down. Sanders brought down at about the 48-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play if it stands. Mejia Pastor making the tackle on the play. Here's the call.
Personal foul, face mask, number 65 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Let's take another look. It's going to go against the Buffaloes.
Now you're going to see Tony Pierce. You're going to see him looping back inside. And then you're going to see the left guard Bailey. You're going to see him at the end right there. He grabs it because he feels the defender getting away from him as Shedeur's trying to escape out to his left.
Sets up a 1st and 25. Shedeur Sanders has always been a picture of poise. Very precise in his calculations. Underneath to Edwards. And that's going to be a loss of about a yard. Q has more.
Yes, Shedeur has uncommon poise and maturity. In fact, he's nicknamed Grown by his dad, Coach Prime, when he was a kid, just because he was like a grown-up at an early age. When I see Shedeur play now after transferring from Jackson State, I see improvement. He's got a lot of reps in high school, a lot of reps in college, and you think about that 10,000 hours, that's kind of kicking in right now. And certainly this young man, nicknamed Grown, doesn't shrink from the big stage.
He completes the pass, Q to Edwards on the edge, out of bounds at about the 30. You know, Coach Prime was telling us he actually has Grown written in not just one phone, but 3 different phones that he has.
Yeah, what's interesting about the man that they call Grown is that he's been doing this, though, his entire career in college. It started at Jackson State. It's just a bigger stage now. This is a guy who was uniquely qualified and skilled at the quarterback position, and he'll show that here tonight.
Using his legs here, escapes, lunging forward to about the 43-yard line, and there's an injured player. It's Kamara. Their most dynamic pass rusher so far tonight. And he's favoring that right leg. Boy, you hate to see that. As much of a disruptor as he has been tonight for Colorado State. Some stellar numbers throughout his career. Back after this. Coach Prime on the sidelines. First-year head coach at Colorado. Fourth down coming up. And the Buffaloes ready to punt. Kamara, meanwhile, able to walk off the field under his own power during the commercial break. The punt comes down to Horton. 1st and 10 from there. Let's go back and take a look at Shedeur Sanders at Jackson State.
These are some of the things that you've seen already in this 2023 season here on the P5 level that you saw when he was down at Jackson State. The ability to throw the football with accuracy outside the numbers down the field, break, contain, make plays with his legs. He can make plays rolling to his right, rolling to his left. But he's been doing it his entire career, and he has continued to improve each and every season that he has played. And he has played a lot of football, as we've already alluded to. It's just on a bigger stage now. It's just on a bigger stage.
Dion says that of his 3 children, Shedeur has spent the most time with him. Sensed his maturity at an early age. Cut north-south by Avery Morrow. And Morrow picked up about 6 on 1st down. Lewis, talk to me about this Colorado defense. So much focus on their offense. How does their defense be impactful here today?
I think what they need to do for sure is just make sure that as Colorado State continues to try and push the ball down the field, that they limit those explosives. That's what defensive coordinator Charles Kelly said was paramount.
Couldn't stop that pass. Boy, good throw by Nicolosi into Lewis Brown, the 4th, who had 4 catches for 35 yards on the season. Picked up 12.
You're going to see Lewis Brown come across your screen here, and this is great location by Braden Fowler-Nicolosi to kind of get his shoulders turned, throw it back across his body with accuracy. These crossing routes he's been accurate on so far in this game.
Keeps it this time on the RPO and slides at about the 33. They're staring down Amarian Cooper. Great discernment that time by the quarterback. He wants to last.
I was going to say, he knows what he's here for. He knows they're not going to win the game doing this. Hey. He just needs to make good decisions. Again, be the point guard. No more turnovers. Be efficient. Move the chains.
Norvell says, I need a quarterback who can compete and lead. This time, he hands it off to Morrow. Stopped up near the line of scrimmage by McNeil. Now we're looking at 3rd down coming up from the 33 for the Rams.
These are those crucial situations that you need to get off the field if you're Colorado, give good field position to your offense that has had kind of a choppy game so far. And you can best believe Coach Prime, as someone who flipped the field on his own many times during his NFL career, has made this a point of emphasis.
Hunter matched up against Horton at the bottom of your screen. Nicolosi with time, throws a dart complete to Brown, who picks up the 1st down. The Rams move the chains down to the 44-yard line of the Buffaloes. A pickup of 23, and what a laser thrown by Nicolosi.
Really what this was just a simulated pressure. They're playing a cover 2 still in the back end, but you see Nicolosi just find the zone holes, find the zone voids. Lewis Brown continues to make catch after catch.
1st and 10. Nicolosi stepped out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Nicolosi played a lot as a true freshman a season ago for Colorado State. Won a big game for them on the road at Nevada. Going into the 2-minute drill late and pushing the ball down the field and scoring a critical touchdown to win that game. Guy that coming out of high school had offers from Oregon State, Arizona, and several other Power 5 schools.
You can see he's really going to work on the second level, the linebacker level of the Colorado defense, where if you study their tape at the beginning of the season, they've given up some plays. They've had some miscommunications.
Hands it off.
Calling timeout.
Did they call a timeout first?
Second charge timeout, Colorado State.
So they burned their second one. With the ball when we come back, 8:09 to go in the 1st half. Supreme as a look. Being a Whizzer was justice and worthy. That's all it took. To Buff foes, he was the enemy. To Buff fans, he was the enemy. Familiar with the name Westbrook? Not a Russell, but a Michael that left them shook. Rashawn's Heisman definitely ran the cycle. A Buff's icon, that engine wasn't idle. Cordell's smile wasn't brash, it was money, straight cash. Pass complete underneath to Horton. Pushed out of bounds at the 39. So many luminaries have made a procession through the years here at Folsom Field. This is a very storied program. When you go back to the 90s, I remember doing games. Alfred Williams, Canavis McGee, Cordell Stewart, Westbrook, so many more too.
No question, they were synonymous with challenging for supremacy in college football.
Yes.
And they constantly, you know, were a pipeline to the pros for some very good players at all kinds of different positions. And Coach Prime is trying to reestablish that.
Nicolosi completes it down to the 33, and that's going to be a first down. Lewis Brown, one of his favorite targets tonight, a 6-yard gain on the play. And so far, Lewis, you would have to say that Braden Fowler Nicolosi has shown, outside of that one pick six, a big asterisk, he has shown a lot of poise.
He sure has. He's doing exactly what Jay Norvell wants him to do. Get the ball to Horton, get the ball to Lewis Brown. Make smart decisions. Don't stare down receivers and not pay attention to what the coverage is like he did on the pick six. And he's corrected that.
Over the middle, complete with a head of steam. Ross Simmons pushed out of bounds near the 15-yard line. And that's another Colorado State first down. They are moving the chains.
You see here, this time it's Justice Ross Simmons coming across the formation. Just catching the ball on the run. Good yards after the catch. This is a very efficient drive on the part of Colorado State.
He had a 75-yard touchdown catch a couple of weeks ago from Nicolosi. Clean pocket underneath Horton. Oh, what a great move. Down to the 10-yard line. Picked up about 6 on the play. He shook Shiloh Sanders.
I'm telling you, look, man, Torrey Horton is a baller. This is a guy who can beat you deep. He can run after the catch, make you miss, make you look silly. He can play the X, the Z, which is the split end or the flanker. He can move inside, play the slot, and as he's already shown, he can throw the football. So they're trying to get it to him in every which way possible.
They're going to hand it off this time between the tackles down to the 7-yard line. Morrow that time. 3-yard gain. 13th play of the drive coming up for Colorado State. 3rd down and 1.
I think if you're Coach Charles Kelly, the defensive coordinator for Colorado, you're going to have your guys playing with better vision against these zone beaters, against these underneath routes that they've been running.
They run it again. And going to be stopped up, but it's going to be a first down and goal to go. Avery Morrow picked up 3 yards.
I mean, right now, you need a guy on Colorado's defense of the type that Deion said that they're a couple players away, 7 in particular, to make a play. You need a pass rusher. You need one of these corners, one of these linebackers to come up with a game-changing or a drive-changing, drive-killing type of play. Because right now, Colorado State is in a nice rhythm.
That offensive line doing a nice job up front. Nicolosi completes it. Flag down. No signal. They're going to mark it short of the end zone. But there's a flag down on the play. That was Holker.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Number 68 offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
They're going to move it back all the way near the 20. Drew Moss, number 68. You know, speaking of that offensive line, which has done well on this drive, 12 new offensive linemen into the program this year. The Rams hit the portal pretty well as well.
Yeah, they look, it's the quickest way right now, especially if you can get them all up to speed and get them all playing in unison, regardless of position. It's the quickest way to improve your football team, especially if you can pick the right kind of quality players that fit your scheme. and it's something more and more coaches are going to have to embrace.
First and goal from the 19. Holker in motion. Nicolosi under duress, got it off to Horton. Put his foot in the ground and lunges forward to the 15-yard line. Picked up 4. It'll be second and goal from there.
That's just a nice job.
He makes you hold your breath.
Yeah, he sure is. I'll tell you what, he can make the spectacular play after the catch. But I was just going to say, look, Fowler Nicolosi is doing a nice job now of understanding, look, that time they rushed with 3, dropped with 8. You're not going to be able to push the ball down the field or into the end zone. Just throw it underneath and let your playmaker run with it. He's making the smart decisions on this drive after that pick 6. He learned.
Nicolosi on the slant. Complete touchdown. Brown. And it looked like he was hitting the Dion and looked at his wrist and said, I got some time today. Colorado State up by 6. Behind the unshakable arm and poise of Braden Fowler Nicolosi. They lead by 7 now. 4:08 to go in the first half.
This nice play design. Watch Lewis Brown right here. You see the safety drop down, safety go to the middle of the field. Watch him make a slight angle inside and then just take it up the seam, and you don't get any carry. The safety can't get over the top, and then you just find the zone void. Watch him. You see it. He just takes it vertical. Nicolosi puts it right on him. Trevor Woods can't get over there on time. Perfect cover 3 type of beater when you have a safety in the middle of the field, especially if you don't get those inside defenders cushioning and carrying those verticals on the inside to help the middle of the field safety. That's just great scouting on the part of Jay Norvell and the offensive coaching staff, understanding what the tendencies are for Colorado's defense and dialing up the perfect play call, perfect execution.
Nicolosi is connected on his last 8 passes in a row, and to rub some salt into the wound, Brown hit the Dion dance and then made the watch move, which Shedeur did at midfield last week prior to the Nebraska game. Yeah, he's got time today.
Hey, look, give them their credit. They are scheming up this Colorado defense. They are keeping them off balance. We know that Colorado still needs reinforcements on that side of the football. And on the defensive side, Colorado State has played pretty well, and Shedeur Sanders is now going to have to really respond.
Let's go back to the studio.
Hey, coming up on the Dish Halftime Report, Sam Acho is going to join me. We'll get his thoughts on what's been a wild first half, plus a wild day in the SEC, including a stunner in the Swamp and major quarterback questions at Alabama. Plus, Acho Mind, the plays that made Sam nearly lose his, coming up when you join us for the Dish Halftime Report.
All right, back here, 1st and 10 from the 25. Shedeur Sanders is connected on 6 of his last 7 passes. See what they get done on this drive. Little receiver screen complete to Weaver into the boundary and stopped up for a short gain. Not even a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Travis Hunter is going to stay on the field. Still playing both ways. Lined up to the bottom of your screen. There he is, number 12. Been conspicuous by his silence today outside of that fumble that he had, which was recovered for a Colorado State score. Sanders, Kamara, got him by the ankle and took him down at the 14. Mohamed Kamara, who was shaken up a moment ago, makes it 3rd down and long.
I mean, just watch Mohamed Kamara right here. Really just go speed to power. You see there, he's going with speed. He's trying to work the high side, and then he just decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to get too deep on my rush. I'm just going to convert this to a power rush. I'm going to run the tackle over and get the sack. That guy will be playing on Sundays, folks. Remember the name, Mohamed Kamara.
Right now, a game wrecker. Sanders gets it out quickly. They set up the screen, and nowhere to go for Jimmy Horn. The Rams defense intransigent. 3 and out. And it's punting time again.
They're gaining confidence, Mark. They're gaining confidence with every single snap. And you're going to have, in order to break their confidence, you need to get over the top on this team. You need to produce a big play, because this dinking and dunking right now, although it may be out of necessity, I'm telling you, Colorado State's defense is starting to feel like, hey, they can't move the ball on us. We got it.
Almost blocked. They came after it. Bassett got it off. It's interesting. It's 21-14, Louis Riddick, and a distinct difference in the charge in the building from the kickoff to where we are now. How do we get to this place?
Yeah, what has happened is you've just seen the efficiency of Colorado State's offense really start to pick up. On the defensive side, despite the fact that they gave up one explosive for a touchdown early, they have really settled down, and they have gotten a beat on what Colorado is trying to do to them as far as their perimeter screen game, the short passing game. And when they throw those kind of routes, they are running to the football, and they are putting big hits on these Colorado wide receivers. And as that goes on, and they continue to not give up big plays, they're going to gain confidence, because you know what else is happening? Guys like Muhammad Kamara are getting after this offensive line for Colorado and putting heat on Shedeur Sanders, which we said was going to be a key.
On 1st and 10, they're going to keep it on the ground. Kobe Johnson as we go down to Q.
And the impact down on Folsom Field is a little hush, a little low. A lot of people came here to celebrate, to see this Buffs team perform. You got all the celebs, and suddenly there's no rhythm, there's no flow. This place is quiet. This place is a little shocked right now.
And here's one of the reasons, Quint. Horton and Nicolosi, that dynamic, imperious combination, teaming up for 6 yards.
Look, Jay Norvell continues to be satisfied with taking the underneath routes and letting his receivers catch and run, especially if Colorado is going to play this too high shell, keep everything in front, don't give up the explosives. It's going to be like death by 1,000 cuts.
Nicolosi underneath. Holker, the transfer from BYU, picks up a first down at the 46 on an 8-yard gain. This is uncharted territory. We talked about the mood in the fans. A student we spoke with said, we don't know how to act. This is all new to us. Even Coach Prime himself says, a lot of this is new to me. You have to understand. And when they asked him about the rivalry, he openly admitted that he's still catching up on some of the historical finer points of this. But he's staying in the moment.
No question. And you can tell by his body language over there right now, oh, he's in the moment, all right.
Yeah.
And he's going to have some words, especially for his back end, for the back seven, as far as challenging these wide receivers and not letting them just catch the ball in open space and catch and run. I promise you he's going to want them to challenge these receivers more, because right now they can't get off the field.
Nicolosi with all day to toss it into traffic, flag down, and it's caught at the 3 by Ross Simmons. Miraculously, but will it stand? There's a flag back at the 39.
Holding, number 75, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That one stings if you're Colorado State.
Yeah, you can see the center, Jacob Gardner, right here. He just starts to lose control of the rush, and you're going to see he just yanks him down to the ground. He feels himself getting bulled, and one of the quickest ways sometimes offensive linemen try to stop that is, I'll just snatch you and pull you down to the ground. He got caught.
That's how you fix it, huh?
Yeah.
50 seconds to go. Nicolosi completing 15 of his last 17. No pressure. Delivers. Incomplete. Holker ran out of real estate. It's been a long night so far. Somewhat underwhelming if you're a Buffaloes fan. 2nd down and 20 coming up. Colorado went down to TCU and won in game 1 on the road against the team that played for the championship last year, and then last week here at home against Nebraska, were able to take down the Huskers. But this is a rivalry game. Johnson got to the corner, put those pads north-south, and another piece of linen on the field. Another flag.
Yeah, this is just another. This is going to be a late hit personal foul penalty on the right guard, Andrew Cannon. You can just see after the play is basically over, he just takes a cheap shot at a Colorado defender, which is just going to drive Coach Norvell up a wall because it's just unnecessary.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 66 of the offense, 15-yard penalty, replay second down.
I'm counting unofficially, but close, 5 personal fouls.
You see him right here. Look, I mean, this is just.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I understand it's a rivalry game. I played in plenty of them. I understand the emotions run high. I'm an emotional guy. But that's the kind of thing you can't do, especially when you've come in here and you've kind of put a hush over this crowd when everyone expected you maybe to get run out of this stadium with the way Colorado had been playing. Just continue to be smart. Your quarterback has already thrown for almost 200 yards in the first half.
Nicolosi putting some money on tape. 2nd and 28. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Well, kick off your Week 2 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific with Countdown Crew, ESPN and the app. They'll look at what life after Aaron Rodgers means for the Jets as they prepare to take on Dallas, plus interviews with Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, as well as inside story of the comeback that unfolded in the Packers bar last week. Those stories, a lot more. It was Bishop Thomas that got his hand on that last pass attempt. That might be the most conservative play we've seen of the night, right, Lewis? Kobe Johnson on 3rd and 28.
Yeah, I think if you're Jay Norvell, you're just like, let me just punt this ball before we do something that's really going to put us in a bind.
Jay Norvell said that in our meeting, he said, we are ready for our breakthrough. They had a bye week. They switched up their program. They moved their practices from daytime to the evening and then got back on schedule game week. And he was able to make the requisite tweaks offensively and defensively. And so far, you'd have to say that it's all paid off. He said, we're going to have to score 34 points to win this game. I found that really interesting. And Lewis, right now, they've passed that pace.
Yeah, they sure have. I mean, considering the fact that the Colorado State offense never hit 20 points at all last year, that's amazing considering what his aspirations were as far as trying to score in this football game. But he said, look, we coached them hard during the bye week. We repeated every play that wasn't done exactly perfect. He really instituted a high level of accountability. Although they have accountability all the time, they wanted perfection during that bye week. And so far, it's paying off as far as the practice plan.
Here's the punt, end over end. Weaver back to try and field it. It dribbles out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it at about the 34. 1st down and 10. Colorado down by 7. Well, the night began with a whole bunch of sideline pyrotechnics. Key Glock, one of the top rappers in the game, Master P, making him say, Offset, who Quint spoke with a moment ago, and a couple of NBA champions watching from up top. And Dwayne Johnson has been here for a couple of days. You would think that they've handled a lot of the attention well, but they didn't handle the pressure from the front rush. And look who's there. Kamara again. He has been irrepressible up front tonight. That's his 2nd sack of the evening. And Coach Prime has some buttons to press inside that locker room, Lewis.
You're going to see Kamara lined up here. Defensive coordinator Freddie Banks said, look, you're going to see him all over the place. Defensive end, defensive tackle, 2-point, 3-point. And you see there the little jet stunt inside. pressure right down the middle.
Let's go down to Quinn.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge that they're presenting towards your defense?
Forget the defense. We got to move the darn football. I mean, we're not doing anything to move the football to get the defense off the field. Honestly, I mean, a trick play and that fumble recovery for a touchdown that's been there, explosive plays. But we got to do more offensively to keep the defense off the field.
It's been choppy. There's been a lot of penalties. There's been no flow or rhythm offensively. How do you find that?
We got to fix that. It's in there. We got to fix that right here at halftime.
What's got to be fixed?
I'm going to address all of it.
Thank you, Coach. There we go. Thanks.
Hey, the fix-it man is on the job. His team down by a touchdown. The Buffaloes have won the last 4 in this rivalry as we go back to the studio.
Out of his mind, 101 receiving yards in that first half. You can't possibly go anywhere. The second half from Boulder is next.
You're watching the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
You're watching ESPN College Football presented by Geico. This is the Pac-12 on ESPN with the muscled biceps and shoulders of the Rockies. A perfect backdrop for the flex on the field by Colorado State so far, who lead 21-14. Let's take another look at Lou's do's and don'ts.
As we said coming into this game, Mark, Colorado State had to pressure the passer, Muhammad Kamara. He is going after it right now. He is getting after Shedeur Sanders, and he is making his presence felt. And then for Colorado, it was about attacking the middle of the field. They haven't been able to get after the safeties of Colorado State and make them cover them one-on-one down the field. And unless Colorado is able to do that and take advantage of some of those mismatches, this game is going to get real interesting.
Colorado State came into the game as a huge underdog. Now what? Here's the now what moments brought to you by Prudential.
Look, Lewis Brown just showing up over and over with the big plays. You see him there with the touchdown catch. And then again, Muhammad Kamara. He is just working the offensive line of Colorado right now, both as a wide 9 defensive end pass rusher and when he lined up in a 3 technique over the guard in a 2-point stance. You saw the sack that ended the first half. He has gotten after it. They're executing their game plan to a T.
Right.
And that man you see on your screen right there, Coach Prime, let's see how he gets his team to respond.
From the goal line, bobbled by Dylan Edwards. Sometimes that works to their advantage, not quite this time. Out to the 25-yard line. 21-14. Okay, folks, I'm just going to tell you one thing. You know it's serious when my partner goes down to the vest. All right?
It's getting hot up here.
We started the night off with pyrotechnics, all the fireworks, but Colorado State maintained its poise. What do you expect from Colorado offensively to counter now coming out for the third?
I think Coach Prime is going to want them to start producing some explosive plays, having a clean operation, meaning Shedeur is going to have to make good decisions, put it on these wide receivers, get those one-on-one matchups in space.
Here's Edwards trying to get to the edge, cuts it north and south and picks up about 3. Kamara with the stop. Let's go to Q.
Poise is critical, the words of Jay Norvell, Colorado State head coach. Meanwhile, on offense, he said they're putting a safety over the top of Torrey Horton, double teaming him basically, which has led to the opening for Lewis Brown, who's above 100 yards in this game. But he said the key to the second half is pressuring Shedeur Sanders. They've been aggressive, blitzing up the middle. They've gotten some pressure from the defensive end. He pointed to me, he said, if we get to him, we can win this game. If we don't, it could be a long second half.
Well, they said that one of their intentions was to make him uncomfortable. And so far they have. 3rd and 7 coming up. Sanders tripped up and brought down for the sack by Pierce. And it's 4th down, a quick 3 and out. And the anguish etched across the countenance of the faces of the fans here.
I tell you, right here, you're going to see Shedeur Sanders roll out here to the left, and you're going to see this. He has a wide receiver coming open on the post and he just isn't able to get his eyes down the field and let that ball go. And why is that? Why do his eyes come down? Because the pressure. Now he may be starting to think about it a little bit. Instead of keeping his eyes down the field, as we showed early in the game on the telestration that we put together before the game started, that's something he's done all year long. But this pressure starts to make quarterbacks act uncharacteristically.
Third sack of the night for the Rams. Hey, all season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. 41-yard punt, nothing on the return. Rams will start from their own 36-yard line. The last time that these two teams met, and one of the teams was ranked, the Rams were able to win. Such is the case again here tonight.
This is an important drive here for Colorado from a momentum perspective. The defense needs to go ahead and return the favor and get their own 3 and out, because their offense needs to get into a rhythm, and the only way they can do that is to have the ball.
Here's Morrow taking the handoff, moving the pile. A nice surge across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. About a 5-yard gain that time for Colorado State, and the 5'11", 210-pound senior from Seattle, Washington, from famous Garfield High School out there, a perennial power in both hoops and football. One of the players from Nevada that joined Coach Norvell through the portal. 2nd down and 5. Gets another call, picks up the 1st down. A strong run out to the 48-yard line, tackled by Marvin Ham.
This revamped offensive line, just watch them as a group, getting good hat on hat, good pad placement, good hand placement, getting defenders turned out of the hole, and just creating those running lanes for these running backs to get on to the 2nd level.
Nicolosi got rid of it in time. That's his tight end, Holker. Some run after the catch out to the 32 of the Buffaloes. 20-yard gain that time for Holker. One of the voices of that offense.
It's a little play action, a little delay release for Holker to get out into the flat, and then he's got some space to turn the football upfield and run. Just another good play call on the part of the Colorado State coaching staff.
1st and 10 from the 33. Little pressure coming off the edge. They couldn't get to him. Nicolosi, with Horton coming back to the ball, they're going to say it's incomplete. Boy, you're right. Horton is a lethal weapon downfield, and got to be impressed, Lewis, the way he came back to the ball and ran out a little bit of real estate, but this is still a little kind of impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, you see here, he just realizes his quarterback is in trouble, starts to work back down the stem. You see he's got that right foot in bounds.
They're talking it over on the far side of the field.
I mean, this right here, I mean, look at the extension.
Come on now.
That's a catch. That's a catch.
Yes.
That's a fantastic catch.
What?
One of the best you'll see as far as sideline awareness, using that tremendous length that he has at 6'2".
This is incredible.
I mean, he's just walking the tightrope. I don't think that left foot was dragging out of bounds.
Ball never touched the ground. He had it the whole time.
Oh, it's a clean catch. I'm just wondering, as we saw it again there, his left foot, his right foot was in bounds. Was his left foot dragging out of bounds as he was catching that? Did he touch the ground? Man, that is a heck of a play.
One more look at the wonderful dexterity and footwork of Horton. Catch or not, we'll find out on the other side.
He got the 1 foot in bounds.
During the commercial break, they ruled it a completion, so it's 1st and 10 on the 14-yard gain. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter for Colorado State after forcing a 3 and out by the Buffaloes. Morrow between the tackles keeps those legs moving down to the 13-yard line. Pick up of 5 on the game.
In 5 yards, 2nd down and 5.
Wow, we got Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade watching the game tonight. And a program that has really caught the attention of the entire country. Nicolosi trying to flip the script. Ball came out. It's loose. The Buffaloes recover. Shiloh Sanders with a huge crushing hit. Holker made the catch, but Shiloh came in like a missile here, Lewis.
That's 2 big plays by Shiloh Sanders. You're going to see his left elbow go right on the tip of the football. And if you don't have it secured, you don't have it high and tight and close to your body, that ball is coming out. That's 2 big-time plays as Colorado State was in scoring territory by Shiloh Sanders. Now it's incumbent, important, critical for his brother now to get this offense rolling and go ahead and produce an explosive play and see if they can get back into it and get this crowd back into it.
So far, just 84 total yards. Shedeur Sanders out of the pocket, complete, middle of the field. That's Dawson for the first down. Tavares Dawson, the transfer from Auburn, moves the chains on the 20-yard gain.
That's just excellent vision on the part of Shedeur Sanders to find Dawson just sitting in the middle of the field behind the second-level zone droppers. Big play.
They hand it off on first down. Wilkerson picks up about 2 on the play. Wilkerson, one of the players that joined Coach Prime from Jackson State. Second down coming up. Sanders has time, got rid of it, completed the 34. Jimmy Horn hung on to it, but got nailed immediately. He picked up 3. Justin Sanchez making the tackle. So we're looking at third down. And Kamara shaken up again. Saw him go down and was hurt earlier in the first half. We got a 3rd and 6 for the Buffaloes. And we're going to pay some bills and come back on the other side.
You know, what Colorado needs to start doing is really attacking this second-level area behind the linebackers with these high-low combinations that influence linebackers, get them to step up, and then there's some open throwing windows. And you see it happen right here. You see right here, the linebacker, he's in a conflict. He gets influenced by the shallow crosser, and then there's an open window right behind him. Attacking the middle of the field is something that Colorado State struggled with, and something that right now Colorado needs to continue to try and exploit, especially if they're going to play these 3 deep zone coverages.
Let's go to Q for more on Travis Hunter.
Colorado officials just told me that Travis Hunter has been taken off the premises to a local hospital for evaluation.
Wow.
The cornerback and wide receiver apparently done for the day. That's like losing 2 players in 1 for the Buffaloes.
So they are perhaps in slight crisis mode without one of their key cogs. Incomplete, intended for Horn. Took his eye off the football, and Travis Hunter, as Quint just reported, done for the night. This was the hit that he took earlier in the game on the unsportsmanlike conduct hit from Henry Blackburn. He did return to the game after that, but subsequent to that, I mean, he was in just recently too.
Yeah, you don't want to speculate as to the injury, but that was a heck of a hit to his midsection, right around his rib cage, right around mid-chest level. You just hope the young man is okay, because he is a fantastic talent, but that was a wicked hit that was really uncalled for.
4th down and 6. Horton back at his own 15. They try to set up a wall. Horton on the move and out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. The Rams are looking for a flag, and there is a flag right at the 40-yard line. A game that has had an abundance of linen littering the field. We have another penalty.
You're going to get a horse collar call, which is a dangerous play for the ball carrier to get pulled down by the back of his jersey like that. It's just those kind of self-inflicted wounds. You're going to see it right here on your screen.
Personal foul. illegal horse collar tackle.
Oh, there it is.
Kicking team number 47, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Cameron Warchuk, the perpetrator there, the snapper. So Travis Hunter is done for the night. Coach Prime and his staff looking for, as Quint pointed out, it's like losing 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, that's a critical piece of what you're trying to build here. And this is adversity unlike they have not seen so far in their young season.
Carter Stoutmeyer is the backup DB behind Hunter. Gain of a couple yards by Kobe Johnson. Here's what they miss in the production and the number of snaps when Travis Hunter's not in the football game. You know, here's a young man that takes impeccable care of his body weekly after games, after playing over 120 snaps. He goes to a facility here and does the infrared sauna, which helps recovery, and also cryotherapy. He has a very professional approach about it. But he's done for the night. Into the boundary. Kobe Johnson run out of bounds after a gain of a couple of yards. He got 2 on the play. So 3rd down coming up for Colorado State. Breedlove running him out of bounds. Breedlove in for Travis Hunter right now.
And you know, you got to figure at some point you're going to see either Lewis Brown or Torrey Horton go up against Breedlove and see if they can get a one-on-one situation down the field. Those two have been on fire tonight. You know they're going to test it.
They're going to run it on 3rd and won't get it. Silman Craig, one of the first to arrive. No gain on the play. 4th down coming up for the Rams. On the fringes of field goal range. And this will be an interesting kick here from about 52 yards out. 31-year-old Jordan Noyes, married with 3 children, made one tonight from 52, which is a career long. It's blocked, and it dribbles harmlessly into the end zone. It'll be Buffalo football. Somebody got a hand on it.
Big number 55, Leonard Payne. You're going to see him in the middle of your screen. Get that big hand up there. Now that should be something that spurs on this offense to really start attacking this Colorado State defense and see if they can get 6 on the board.
We are up close and personal with Ralphie as she readies to run tonight. We're going to put a POV on one of her handlers, Nolan. This should be really interesting. Go, Buff!
Wow. The thunder and the fury from Ralphie, who actually takes directions. I heard them say, right, right, turn. Pass complete for the first down to the tight end, Harrison. Q?
25 miles an hour. Nolan, who wore the POV, said it's like water skiing. You're kind of floating on the grass because the bison is carrying you. He says you just got to keep your legs moving.
Man.
She's 850 pounds, and she can hit 25 miles an hour.
Oh, that time Wilkerson, Q, had some momentum and picked up the first down. This offense starting to gain a little bit of momentum. That 12-yard gain.
And Wilkerson has provided a little bit of a spark for him out of the backfield, catching the football, running the football with authority.
Sanders complete to his tight end, Harrison, again. And another first down.
There's that zone void I'm talking about in the middle of the field, behind the second-level droppers in this 3-deep zone. They exploited it perfectly. Michael Harrison just settles down about 15 yards down the field behind the linebackers. They need to keep attacking that area of the football field.
19-yard gain. Here's the tunnel screen. And that was shut down right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Complete to Jimmy Horn. Interesting sight a moment ago during the timeout. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime went over to Horn, spoke with him eye to eye sternly and hugged him after that drop. This is what it looked like.
Well, that's all about
he
those
loves on his players.
Those relationships, man.
Yep. He really pours into his players.
Absolutely, and he knows without Travis Hunter being here.
And watch what he does at the end of this.
He said, you could read his lips and say, "I love you, man." Yeah. He knows he needs those guys.
5-yard penalty, remains second down.
He needs the other wide receivers to pick up the slack now. And not necessarily pick up the slack, because I'll tell you, Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, these guys can get it too now. They have produced explosive plays. Tavares Dawson, they've all produced explosive plays. Now they have to step up.
Shedeur Sanders, 7 of 8 to start the second half. Has a clean pocket, complete. Michael Harrison quickly becoming a favorite target here. The junior out of San Francisco picks up 4.
They're starting to high-low these second-level droppers in zone. Run a shallow crosser to make the second-level droppers look at it, and then sneak somebody in behind it. And here comes the pressure.
Shedeur got rid of it, complete to Weaver, who came back to the football. They're going to spot it at about the 21-22. Good pressure up front by Henry Blackburn. A pickup of 3 on the play, and it's 4th down. In comes the field goal unit.
And clearly, defensive coordinator Freddie Banks said, look, enough of this. Enough of this sitting back in zone. He's getting too comfortable. He's starting to exploit our zone holes. Let's send some extra rushers after him, play some man-to-man in the back end, and get off this field.
Jace Feely going to try this field goal from the right hash, 39 yards out. It's blocked. Somebody got a piece of it up top. And the field goal is no good. So a little bit of get back after Colorado partially blocked a punt. Pardon me, a field goal.
Yeah, this looked like this one wasn't hit real clean in the first place. It looks like he came off his foot sideways.
It's the second one that he's had blocked this year, Lewis.
Yeah, but I mean, it just wasn't a good, clean operation on his part as far as the way he contacted the ball. And it didn't look like it was going to be good regardless. Yeah, I mean, you can just see it right here. The angle of the ball is going over here.
Yeah.
You're just wondering if that was going to make it anyway.
Remember, they've got Alejandro Mata, who came with Coach Prime from Jackson State as a place kicker as well. 1st and 10 coming back the other way. Colorado State. Incomplete. But the popular refrain of the night is flag on the field.
Yeah, I think you're going to get an illegal block here, a high-low situation where the linebacker gets hit high, Marvin Ham, in a real dangerous type of situation.
Right.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. The 25 offense. After this is to the goal. Replay, first down.
Hey, folks, we'll have 2 Monday Night Football matchups. Derek Carr leads the Saints against #1 overall pick Bryce Young and the Panthers. And at a special 7 start time, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN in Deportes. And Nick Chubb and the Browns taking on TJ Watt and the rival Steelers at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC and ESPN+. That's the 7th personal foul flag of the game.
That's a movement up front.
Guess what? We got a flag. Drew Moss.
False start. Number 68 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
After the penalty, first down.
You're going to see it right here. Right tackle Drew Moss. Just flinches just a little bit, and he knows it right there. You can only imagine what he's saying to himself in his helmet.
13 penalties, Lewis, for a total of 143 yards for Colorado State.
It's hard to win in spite of that. But here they are still up 1 score, but moving in the wrong direction. And this crowd is starting to amp it up.
On 1st and 25, they're going to run it. Nice cutback getting north-south. Avery Morrow. Short of the 15. They're going to spot it about the 14. Shiloh Sanders and Juwan Mitchell. making the tackle, a gain of about 8 on the play. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Colorado State looking for its first win of the season. 2 weeks ago, they played their opener at home in a loss against Washington State, who is a very good football team. Saw them take down Wisconsin last week in Pullman. 2nd and 16. Nicolosi in traffic. What a catch. Complete to Lewis Brown, who had that big first half, over 100 yards receiving. And there's a look at the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. It was on the campus earlier today. A bunch of the students had a chance to get up close. 3rd down and 5. Nicolosi into traffic and picked off by Silman Craig. Came out of the crowd with it. The 2nd interception and 3rd turnover for Colorado's defense tonight.
Textbook play on the part of Cameron Silman Craig, playing a 2-man type of situation. You're going to see everybody across the board, safeties over the top, and watch Silman Craig just turn and wheel, fight through the traffic, stay in phase, safeties over the top, and you see he just turns his head, finds the football. That's textbook 2-man type of coverage with a safety over the top.
Let's see if they take a shot. They come underneath instead. The pass complete out to the 40-yard line. That's Jimmy Horn, who Coach Prime was coaching up on the sidelines and loving on him during the break a moment ago. Hector making the tackle, 2nd and 5. And Kamara is down again. That's the 3rd time that he's going to be getting up slowly. During the commercial break, Lewis, we saw the team athletic trainer checking out his right leg.
And now they're checking out the left one. He's got a brace on the right leg now. And he has had a whale of a game. And whenever you see him doing those kind of tests, you just kind of hold your breath and hope for the best.
2nd and 5 coming up. And boy, he has had a discernible impact on that line of scrimmage tonight. Really kind of tilting it in favor of the Rams, right?
No
Setting
question.
the tone early.
It was a key to this game in order for them to win it, because Shedeur Sanders had not been pressured to the magnitude that he's been pressured tonight. And you see, pressure changes all quarterbacks. It makes things difficult for all quarterbacks. And Freddie Banks said that. He said, I have to change the looks up. I have to stay a step ahead. And I have to inject doubt into the decision-making process of the quarterback. And one of the ways to do that is to hit him. And Muhammad Kamara has just terrorized this offensive line tonight. He has shown speed, he's shown power, bend, closing ability, finishing ability. And if you're Freddie Banks, who you just saw on your screen, that's exactly what you've asked for.
Sanders gets riveted open. 1st down catch. Dawson with the reception down to the 30-yard line. 1st down for the Buffaloes. A pickup of 10.
Well, this is a nice, easy, safe throw. Cornerback playing soft, running out of there at the snap of the ball.
Sanders over the middle, off the hands of his intended receiver, Dawson. And right back to him. That time couldn't squeeze it. Hit him in the hands.
Yeah, running those high-low concepts again. Just trying to put the underneath droppers in conflict and zone coverage, and they're open. I mean, you just got to make those catches.
How much a part of the air raid is that high-low thing?
I mean, it's something that all offenses run, whether it's the air raid or standard professional type of things that you see on Sundays on 1st and 2nd down and on 3rd down.
He had completed his last 8 in a row before that last incompletion. Edwards runs it.
But really, Mark, what it is just a way to attack zone coverage and zone defenders and putting them in conflict.
Look at Shedeur Sanders' numbers tonight. Leads the FBS in passing yards per game. Edwards motions out of the backfield. They go empty. Right into a tight window. The completion to Dawson went right back to him for the first down. Wow, did he thread it through that time.
And he had to put some heat on it, but again, they keep going against this single high or double high zone coverage. And all you're doing is just running the grass and finding open holes.
Sanders drills it again, complete to his tight end, Harrison. First and goal, Colorado.
When you don't get pass rush and you're not getting good reroutes and all your defenders are just looking back at the quarterback, against a guy this good, he is going to move the football up and down the field at will against you.
Got an injured player down on the field. One more look at that completion.
I mean, you see it. He's able to step up. You see the zone hole, and you see the tight end, Michael Harrison. He's just throttling down and just presenting an open target to Shedeur, and he's just picking them apart now.
Going to be first and goal. A Colorado State player shaken up down on the field at about the 24-yard line. When you see them massaging calves and pulling the toes up, sometimes it means cramps. Sometimes. Here's next week's Sunday night baseball matchup. We'll be in the desert for the series finale between the Cubs and Diamondbacks, both in the thick of the NL wildcard race with 3 weeks left in the regular season. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown. Under the lights here in Folsom Field, and a moment ago I alluded to Alejandro Mata, who did a fantastic job place kicking for Coach Prime at Jackson State. Hit a bunch of big field goals for them in the time he was there, and he's warming up right now. This in the wake of that blocked field goal a moment ago. Quinn has more.
Feely's kick. I don't think Feely's kick was blocked earlier. It came off his foot funny. I thought it was a knuckler. But don't miss Mata getting warmed up in these very tight sidelines. I mean, there's no room over here to breathe, Jonesy.
Jammed in tight. First and goal. Edwards in the backfield. Takes the handoff, running into the boundary. Almost turned the corner, pushed out of bounds. Shy of the goal line at the 1-yard line. Blackburn making the hit. Second and goal coming up. Edwards flipped his commitment from Notre Dame to join Coach Prime here at Colorado, a young man that's known Coach Sanders since he was 7 years old. Right now they bring in their Rick Ross package. That's right. They bring in their big defensive linemen, Cokes and Thomas, on the right side of that offensive line. But they don't get enough. Wilkerson stopped up short. You could bring a box Chevy, whatever, like Rick Ross, but that time it didn't work.
That's his great point of attack play, knocking the line of scrimmage back, making sure you set the edge. You see Henry Blackburn, who's been making plays in this game all night long. You just see it all right here. You see it all just getting stacked up at the point of attack. You see Blackburn out here on the edge, doesn't allow him to get to the edge, and then here comes all the reinforcements.
Sometimes it takes more than one. 15 minutes to go under the lights here in Boulder. The Buffaloes on the move when we come back for the fourth. Third and goal.
Here's the matchup. You see both coordinators, what did they dialed up now?
Wilkerson in the backfield. They call it their Rick Ross package. They line up in it again. They're going to run it with nowhere to go. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Fourth and goal. James Mitchell, number 91, was the first one to arrive. And let's see what they're going to do on fourth and goal.
They're going for it. They have to punch this ball in here. And if you're Freddie Banks right now, you have to put some pressure on Shedeur. You can't let him be comfortable sitting back here. These guys are too good one-on-one. You see they're trying to spread them out.
And we're going to have a timeout called, Lewis. by Colorado State. And Coach Jay Norvell on 4th and goal. Boy, this is a defense that gave up ample points against Washington State a couple weeks ago at home. But against one of the most prolific offenses in the country, they've held them to just 14 points at home tonight.
Yeah, they've limited.
Scott Van Pelt had something to say, too. Is Scott still awake?
Hey, 1 a.m. on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You should be sitting up watching this game. Ain't nobody left this game. This is going to go down to the end.
Oh, they're going to send in the field goal unit. And it's going to be Alejandro Mata.
If you're Colorado State, you're playing for fakes. Hey, look, you're telling your guys, safe rush this thing. Don't try and block. Let's just make sure we have all eligibles covered, just in case.
From 20 yards out.
That's exactly what they did.
Easy. We got a 4-point football game just underway here in the 4th quarter of play. That's got to be a little bit of a win for the Rams defensively, with the lead and the football when we come back.
When they play Oregon and a couple other teams, but right now, prime time's in prime time.
Having him here means everything to this community. We coming.
Yeah, we here, actually, is what they're saying now. Here are the Rams on the kickoff return. Kobe Johnson had a touchdown a couple of weeks ago against Washington State, out to the 24-yard line. You talk about the impact, not just with the football team, and Coach Prime has used a different, unconventional blueprint, so far successful, 2-0 going into tonight. But last week for the home game, there was an estimated $18 million regional economic impact. Lewis, I always say, if it makes dollars, it makes sense, man.
It sure does. And you know what? It's all contingent upon, obviously, them having success on the football field.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, leading up to the play on the field, which is the most important part, there isn't a more charismatic individual that you'll come across than Deion Primetime Sanders.
Nicolosi underneath. Good tackle from behind on Ross Simmons by Cooper. You know, for 10 years, ESPN has supported the College of Football Playoff Foundation, bringing the college football community together during Extra Yard for Teachers Week to celebrate and honor great teachers. Since its inception, College Football Playoff Foundation has recognized over 500,000 educators. For more, follow at CFP Extra Yard. Kobe Johnson on the carry. I want to thank my elementary school, Mrs. Brumpton, my 3rd grade teacher, and my grandfather, Jones, who is an English teacher, who was really, really strict about being well-read and having a comprehensive vocabulary.
There ain't no question you got that, dude.
Love you, Grandpa.
You've got that down pat.
3rd and 1. They're going to run it and pick up the first down. Johnson, tell you what, if you got a name like Kobe, you know how to ball out a little bit, and he picks up the first down, runs for 13 yards.
That's a heck of a read by Kobe Johnson. You're just going to see him cut it right back off of the block of Holker, who does a nice job sifting across the formation and picking up that crashing end. That's complementary football within the offense. Running back reading the blocks, blockers making the blocks. That's how you move the chains.
Colorado without a rushing game tonight. Horton underneath the defense. That turbo kicked in, and he gets all the way down to the 38-yard line. Mitchell making the tackle, but another first down on the gain of 16 yards for Torrey Horton. Transfer from Nevada, a senior from Fresno, California. Met him last year. A young man who's extremely bright, good football IQ, and very vocal about things that he approves and disapproves of on the football field with his teammates. They're going to run it this time, a 3-yard gain for Kobe Johnson, but you said it early when you were watching film earlier in the week. You say he's an NFL guy.
There's no question. He can play all three positions. You see right now his catch and run game has been something that has just gave Colorado's defense fits. You saw his ability along the sidelines to make the tough catches away from his body, keep his feet in bounds. He has been a baller tonight, and it'll be a big reason for them winning this football game if it ends up that way.
2nd and 7. Nicolosi, incomplete over the middle, dropped by Ross Simmons.
It's interesting watching this drive unfold. You can see defensive coordinator Charles Kelly, he told us, I don't want to give up explosives. That's what has hurt us the most. So he is dropping his second-level defenders really deep. The back-end players, the safeties, the corners on the outside are getting really deep. So you know what Jay Norvell is saying? I'm just going to keep running these shallow crossers. I'll let them catch and run, catch and run. And then when you look at it now, I mean, Fowler Nicolosi has 268 yards on 23 completions, 32 attempts.
Pivotal 3rd and 7. Pressure coming, they picked it up. Caught, and room for Holker on the run. Did he get in? Touchdown, Rams. 35 yards for the score.
That is a sick, and I mean sick catch. Watch Holker coming across the screen against man coverage, and watch where this ball goes. He catches it at ankle height with a defender trying to swat at the football and come up with the PBU. It doesn't break his concentration. Then he turns the ball north and south. Look, we saw Holker 2 weeks ago make a catch in the red zone against Washington State. That was about as good of a catch as you're going to see a tight end make. And that one right there, that tops that one.
Second touchdown today for the transfer from BYU, who has athletic lineage. His mom ran track, dad played collegiate basketball, and he makes it 28-17.
Look, Jay Norvell said, my playmakers have to make plays. This is what you're talking about. These shallow crosses, they've been running them all night long. Look how he catches the football. I mean, that right there, I promise you, NFL scouts are going, I'll take some of that on my team, because if you have a tight end that can catch the football like that and put it in the end zone, you're going to play on Sundays.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. See how easy it is to bundle all your insurance needs.
And welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico in the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive game of the week. And Colorado facing a deficit that they haven't faced yet this year. At home, trailing by 11 points, still plenty of time to go, but it's time to make a move. 28-17.
Every single play counts now.
And without Travis Hunter, one of their most prolific offensive and defensive players. Well, before the game, a check was presented to 8 teachers at Manhattan Middle School supporting their work in STEAM education. Students at Manhattan Middle School participate in an academically rigorous curriculum that incorporates critical thinking and exploratory learning. I'd love that.
Here's Shedeur Sanders in the Colorado offense now. It's going to be about exploiting the inherent weaknesses in this zone coverage that they have been running a lot of between the 20s.
Let's see what he does on 1st and 10. Going to use his legs here and slides down and rolls forward. They're going to mark it at the 33. Gain of 8 on the play.
You see on that play, it was a standard 2 deep. Rush with 4, covered with 7, 2 safeties high. Now they're rolling down into a single high zone coverage.
Against an empty formation, Sanders gets down safely at the 42. first down. We haven't seen him run the football much tonight, Lewis.
No, I mean, you know what? This probably speaks to the fact that he may not be seeing it real clean, or maybe he's not really trusting what the receivers are doing right now, and he's just taking it in his own hands, because we haven't seen him do this very much this year.
Meanwhile, Kamara, number 8, coming off the edge, back in the football game, incomplete, in and out of the arms of Xavier Weaver, one of the most trusted receivers offensively.
He was seeing footsteps. There's no question about that. He saw the linebacker who was bearing down on him as he was running that shallow cross.
Young man.
Hey,
yep.
Receivers get alligator arms, man. They've taken some big hits in this game already.
There's Kamara back in the ball game. Little receiver screen here. And out to the 48. He went right back to Weaver. Came out of the transfer portal, transfer from South Florida, had offers from Oklahoma, West Virginia as well. 3rd and 2 after the 8-yard gain. They run it. Edwards with a burst of speed got the first down at the 33. A 13-yard pickup. He is the self-proclaimed fastest player on the team. Lewis, I'm not going to doubt it.
Oh, me neither. He is a home run hitter in every sense of the word.
Sanders moved off his spot, broke one tackle, and put his hat down and got inside the 25 to the 23. Jack Howell finally brought him down.
What's interesting to point out is that we have seen Muhammad Kamara hobbled, dealing with some injuries to his lower body, and he has not been able to put pressure on the passer these past 2 series. And you see the effect that it can have on the comfort of Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur knows where he is. He's probably coming up to the line and locating him right away, right?
Oh, there's no doubt about that, but he's compromised right now physically. He is not the same person he was in the first half.
2nd and 1 coming up. Hey, here's next Saturday's featured college football game. Should be a great one. Coach Prime and number 18 Colorado going to Eugene, Oregon, taking on Bo Nix, number 13 Oregon. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC and ESPN. Man, the Pac-12 has an abundance of talent at the quarterback spot. Bo Nix next week. Got Shedeur Sanders right here. Penix at Washington is putting up great numbers. Caleb Williams, oh, by the way, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's pretty good.
2nd and 1. Sanders behind his receiver, but caught Weaver at the 15. And they move the chains. A 9-yard gain. There's a look at some of the guys I was alluding to. We saw Cameron Ward last week in Pullman. Talented guy as well.
I'll tell you, Shedeur Sanders right now, he's going to have to rise to the occasion, make good decisions, identify pre-snap what they're trying to do.
Pass is caught at the 1, and now they're saying incomplete. Had some indecision earlier tonight on that Horton grab with conflicting signals actually from the officials. See what they say here.
Yep.
Moving on the field is an incomplete forward pass. 2nd down.
From the 15, 2nd and 10. Pressure coming. Sanders got away. Not that time. Sacked back at the 28-yard line. Unremitting pursuit.
See, it's just a 5-man.
Made the tackle.
It's the 5-man pressure where they send an extra rusher. You can see the linebacker, Chase Wilson, coming off the right side of your screen. They have nice man coverage down the field. Shedeur tries to escape right, reverse field, come back left. Just can't find the open guy. That's front and coverage working together in an ideal way.
4 sacks tonight. They set up a screen to Edwards. Bounced off a tackler. Got back some of the yardage. It's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Under 8 minutes to go. And in comes the field goal unit to try to make this a one-score game. Alejandro Mata made a field goal a little bit earlier from 20. This one coming from 41. And that's clean. Got it. It's a one-score game, 28-20. And now for tonight's Aflac trivia question. What Academy Award-winning director/actor once worked as a janitor at the Sink? That's Boulder's oldest restaurant, by the way. We'll have the answer for you in just a moment. We're going to take a short break and come right back. Under the lights here in Boulder. Let's answer the Aflac trivia question. What Academy Award-winning director/actor once worked as a janitor at the Sink? This one got Robert Redford.
I had no clue. I'll just tell everybody I had zero clue. I couldn't even make a guess.
Man, that's wild.
The Sink.
Robert Redford. That wasn't on my list of culinary spots to hit.
A river.
Q. What about you?
A river runs through it. That's like the little creek behind our hotel that we were jogging on yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right. I lost consciousness at mile 3. I'm sorry. The altitude will do that to you. 7:33 to go. If you're Coach Norvell, how do you put this game on ice?
You stay aggressive. You stay aggressive within the context of what your game plan has been already, which is hit these shallow crossers when they play soft zone coverage, let your guys catch and run. When you think there is an opportunity to take a shot downfield, you take it, and you continue to sprinkle in running the football because this offensive line has started to assert itself.
1st and 10 from the 25. They keep it on the ground. Avery Morrill picked up about 2. Juwan Mitchell made the stop on the play. I'll bring you back to the fact that Colorado State have 12 new offensive linemen on the roster this year. And Lewis, you just said that they're starting to really impose their will on this game. That was a great investment by head coach Jay Norvell.
Well, they clearly got the message from week 1 that wasn't acceptable.
Going to run it again here. And just short, or let's look at the spot. It's going to be 3rd and about a half a yard to go. Cooper making the stop on Morrill.
This is the worst thing for a defense, is when a team starts running the football, chewing up clock. Remember the new clock rules. The clock keeps running now until you get inside of 2 minutes. And now the clock is severely working against Colorado. They need the ball back, and they need it back now.
3rd and 1, Morrow in the backfield. They run it, and they picked up the 1st down. Morrow again, the battering ram. Unrelenting and unremitting, using his legs. And right now, the Rams are 8 of 15 on 3rd down conversions. That'll help you in the long run.
They needed to get off the field there. Yeah. And if you're Jay Norvell, you're like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I went out and got all these new guys on the offensive line. That's why Coach Prime knows he's going to have to beef up this defensive line a year from now and going forward to prevent situations like this.
Nicolosi in a signature game for him. Passes complete to Brown, one of his favorite targets. Let's see where they mark this. About 2.5 yards shy of the 1st down. Got 8 on the play. Said on signing day, Nicolosi told us that got a phone call from Coach Mummy. Said that the staff was moving to Colorado State, so he connected with the respective people and decided he was going to commit. And it's worked out for him here tonight, especially. 2nd down and 2. Nowhere to go for Morrow. He's going to lose about 3 or 4. Jordan Dominic with the stop, a loss of 3. That clock running, though, with under 5 minutes to go.
Here we are back at this third down situation. It's critical. You have to get off the field here. Otherwise, this game may be a wrap. You have to get off the field now.
Let's see what Charles Kelly dials up defensively, the coordinator for Colorado.
The playmakers have been making plays for Colorado State. The short passing game, the cross passing game.
3 receivers out to the top of your screen. Nicolosi completes it, and it's a first down. Horton, Mr. Clutch, with the catch, working against Breedlove, and he picked up 6, 1 more than he needed. Man, he has been smiling all night.
That receiver on the backside of 3-by-1 situations. They have trips to one side, and then just put either Lewis Brown or Justice Ross Simmons or Torrey Horton, who's just been chewing it up here in the second half. Just let him run that shallow cross, put it on him, turn it upfield. That's a big time catch, and they've run it all night long, the same route combination.
1st and 10 for the Rams. Looking for the upset. Morrow runs it, picks up 2. Derek McClendon making the tackle on the play. What kind of grade would you give the young quarterback here tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, after he settled down from the pick 6 that Shiloh had early in the game, Shiloh Sanders, he has really been executing this offense basically flawlessly. The short passing game, Mark, has like torn apart the underneath coverage of Colorado. He's been opportunistic, taking the shots down the field. The running game has come alive. This offensive line is gelling. It's been a total team.
Sounds like an A-.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
Give me an A?
Yeah, A- because of the pick 6.
Okay. Well, they're going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage last time by Amari McNeil. Morrow with nowhere to go. Under 3 minutes to play now. Colorado with all 3 of its timeouts remaining. Well, make that 2 now, as they burn one of them. First time this game has been played in several years. Colorado State looking to hang on when we come back. Under the lights here, Folsom Field, 8-point lead for Colorado State. Looking for their first win of the season. Let's go to Q.
Jay Norvell, the 60-year-old head coach of Colorado State, told us we need a breakthrough game. This is a guy who's been around the block. 13 different organizations, a former defensive back for Hayden Fry at Iowa, and he's on the cusp of his biggest win as a head coach.
Easily, Q. Pass complete. That was Lewis Brown, the 4th. And it's 4th down coming up. So the Buffaloes look like they're going to get an opportunity here with the clock running. Remember, it doesn't stop until we have fewer than 2 minutes to go.
You can see the punt return team for Colorado coming onto the field, waving their hands down below their waist, which indicates punt safe, meaning play for the fakes. Heads up, everybody have their eyes on their assignment. We're not rushing the punter. Let's just make sure they don't try and go for it.
Line drive end over end. It is going to dribble out of bounds. You couldn't have placed it any better if you were Coach Jay Norvell yourself. 43 yards. Dribbles out of bounds at the 2. The Buffaloes 98 yards away with 2:06 to play. One more look.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Heading right for the pylon.
Patty Turner knew it.
Time.
The Australian knew it.
Mark, this is one of those moments, right? For quarterbacks.
Yep.
Here you are, Shedeur Sanders. You're 98 yards away from possibly tying this game up. What you going to do?
Got 2 timeouts to go. Edwards going to pick up about 2. Under 2 minutes to go. Chase Wilson making the stop.
you've got to get this ball down the field. If you have to start taking some chances, you got to attack the middle of the field. It's open.
Out of his end zone, Sanders, boy, great catch across his body. Michael Harrison, the tight end, he's made several grabs tonight. That one good for 11 and a first down, a crucial one. Out to the 15, 1st and 10. Sanders complete. Dawson down the sidelines. Steps out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. They move the chains again on the gain of 18.
If you're Freddie Banks, at what point do you stop sitting back in this soft-shelled zone, cover 2, and start getting after Shedeur Sanders? We've shown that when he started doing this in the 3rd quarter, Shedeur started getting into a rhythm because he wasn't being pressured and felt comfortable in the pocket.
Has time and throws it away. No grounding, went beyond the line of scrimmage. Receiver in the area. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Shedeur Sanders in 2-minute drill mode with 1:21 to go. And that guy right there, Coach Banks's defense, has done a masterful job tonight, holding that Buffalo offense to just 283 total yards. Sanders in the 2nd half is 18 of 23. And this, the 92nd edition for the Centennial Cup. Sanders complete and still on his feet. Weaver down to the 42. They get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. 1st and 10.
Mark, there's that hole in the middle of the field versus cover 2 with the safety split so wide. We've been talking about it all night.
And a flag down on the far side of the field. And we're going to have a procedure penalty. Boy, that is a real setback if you're talking about Colorado. That's Jimmy Horn Jr.
See Horn right there at the top of your screen.
Huh.
Game clock operator, please restore the game clock to 1:13. 1:13.
Going to get 8 seconds back. 1st down and 10 back at the 46. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Shedeur Sanders, poise will be put to a test here. A guy that is tutored by none other than Tom Brady. To the far side of the field, Edwards out of bounds at about the 40. The clock running on the gain of 6. Second down. Flag down. Pass complete to Weaver.
They weren't set. They're going to call this one Michael Harrison, the tight end, number 87. He wasn't set before the ball was snapped. You're in hurry-up mode like this.
Number 87 offense, 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Boy, another deleterious penalty on the Buffaloes. That one really hurts.
Yep, you see him right there. He's trying to get the call, looking over to the sideline, trying to get his alignment, trying to make sure he's back off the ball because he couldn't have been on the ball.
9 penalties, partner, for 75 yards. Those last 2 really sting if you're Colorado. Sanders downfield, got him in. Horn, atonement, touchdown. He shook Blackburn out of his socks after the catch. And now they'll go for 2 to tie.
Shedeur Sanders did an exceptional job of getting the safety to think as though he was trying to hit the tight end down the middle. They were playing a cover 2. The safety starts to lean towards the middle, and then he hits the kind of slot fade route down the boundary.
What a
this
throw.
is this great quarterbacking. Great quarterbacking. Watch this safety right here. Watch him be influenced by this tight end going down the seam. Then you're going to see Jimmy Horn just come out here like this. Shedor's just going to look at the he's going to look at that safety, drift to his left, and there you see Horn going down the boundary. And it's all because of the fact that they had started hitting the middle of the field. Shedor looked the safety off, made him think he was going to throw that seam down the middle of the field again, and then came back outside. That's excellent quarterbacking on the part of Shedor Sanders. And if you're the Colorado State secondary, you're going, we have prevented explosives all game long, and now here in a critical situation.
How about that?
We broke down.
Here we go for the tie. Horn and Weaver set wide to the bottom of your screen, out of frame right now. He pulls it out, and we're tied. Harrison. This will make you scratch your head if you're trying to keep him out of the end zone. Coach Norvell.
What did we say at the start of that drive? I said 98 yards, Shedor Sanders. What are you going to do? This is one of those defining moments in your college career.
Unbelievable.
What are you going to do? You're going to put the team on your back and start making plays down the field, absent your best offensive weapon, who's gone to the hospital, and we hope he's okay.
Yeah.
And he methodically picked them apart with his legs, beaten zone coverage, attacked the middle of the field, moved the safety with your eyes. Textbook.
Colorado State now is going to get the football, Lewis. They've got 2 timeouts remaining and 36 seconds to go. Perhaps trying to get into field goal range. We'll take it 1st and 10 from the 25.
Overtime is not a given by any means, because Colorado State has shown their playmakers can catch and run, make people miss. Braden Fowler-Nicolosi has been on it all night long. He has 325 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. But this crowd is back in it in full force, baby.
They came back all right. Shedor shook him up and woke him up. If you thought that they were ready to entomb the Buffaloes, you don't know about Coach Prime. 1st and 10. Nicolosi complete to Brown, picked up about 4 on the play. 32 seconds to go. But between Brown and Horton, they've done a great job offensively for this Rams offense. This is a different team from 2 weeks ago against the Cougars of Washington State.
We say it all the time, right? The week 1 to week 2 jump, year 1 to year 2 jump. It's a real thing.
Plus they had the bye week.
That's right. And you're seeing it play out before our very eyes.
Still not in field goal range. Nicolosi off his spot, incomplete. Intended for Holker, who caught that miraculous ball a moment ago for the touchdown. Not that time, setting up a 3rd and 6.
See, Colorado still has 1 timeout left. 3rd down and 6 here. You can get them off the field. We may be in store for some real fireworks to end this game.
Look at the green line at about the 40-yard line. That's the approximate field goal range for Colorado State. Shedeur Sanders has played in a bunch of big games. Played in the Celebration Bowl a couple of times, the HBCU National Championship game. He has responded so many times throughout his career, and we're getting an example of it here tonight in a Colorado uniform. He did it at TCU last week in a big game against Nebraska, and then a critical drive.
Look, he has been tested in a way he hasn't been tested all year long in this game. Backed up, game on the line basically, 98 yards to go. Best offensive weapon has been taken to the hospital. What are you going to do? And he has methodically said, okay, this is how they've been playing me. This is where I need to attack. These are the playmakers I need to get to. I need to pick. Remember, he started off that drive just running.
Yeah.
Picking up first downs with his legs. It was masterful on his part.
Let's see what happens on 3rd and 6. Horton in motion. Nicolosi comes underneath. Catch by Brown. Short of the first. Breedlove with 18 seconds to go, 4th down.
That's a big stop for Colorado. A big stop.
Loss of 1 on the play. And the hope now is a punt return.
That's right.
That is Dylan Edwards, the fastest player on the team back there for Colorado. He's going to watch it bounce. And with 7 seconds to go. Well, that's one play, right?
That's it.
43-yard punt.
Him not being able to field that. You saw the clock just kept ticking. You know, if he could have got that ball earlier, if he just could have got the ball in his hands and maybe made some moves in the open field, I mean, it would have been maybe a difference maker. But that's good strategy on the part of Colorado State. And now they're going to go into their prevent defense.
And look at those numbers. Different story in the second half.
Yeah, he started to figure out that zone coverage a little bit.
Edwards on the run. And brought down to the 45, and that'll do it for regulation. 60 minutes in the books under the lights here in the 92nd edition of the Rocky Mountain Showdown. We're going to play some more football. Back after this, overtime in a minute.
Hey, full-time fans, time for overtime. Brought to you by Modelo.
Let's take a look at the overtime rules presented by Modelo. Coin toss, winner decides. Offense, defense, and a field. Each team gets possession. 25-yard line start, first 2 overtimes. Now here's the key. Must attempt the 2-point conversion after a touchdown in the second overtime if it gets that far. And alternating 2-point conversion starting with the 3rd overtime if it gets that far. A lot of contingencies. The one thing we know for sure is that it's really incredible to watch the growth of both these teams.
Yep.
In various ways. And the response of Colorado late, the way that Colorado State came out early and took that initial hit on the pick 6 and bounced back. And that brings us to 28-28. If you're just joining us, Colorado lost one of its most prolific players on both sides of the football. Travis Hunter took a big hit on an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in the first half and had to go to the hospital. Did not play in the second half. As we take a look at our game recap, this was where he was shaken up.
Yeah, that's a unnecessary hit by Henry Blackburn. And then you see there, Shedeur Sanders was under attack all night long from Muhammad Kamara.
Brown had a big first half, went for over 100 yards receiving in the first half, and this was the big catch and run late in the dying moments of regulation, and that the 2-point conversion. Little Shedeur magic here in Boulder. His older brother Shiloh had a pick 6 for a touchdown in the first quarter. Let's see who wins the toss. Looks like Colorado has won it. They'll choose.
Colorado won the toss. We'll be starting in this direction. First down.
Colorado winning the toss. So they get to choose as we go to overtime. Start at the 25-yard line. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, you can tell there was confusion amongst the players as to, well, if you win the toss and you take the ball, do we get to defend which goal we want to defend? Yeah. That's where the confusion was.
Buffaloes will have the football. They're going to place it on the right hash, 1st and 10. They're going to go empty on 1st and 10. Edwards motions into the backfield. Blitz coming. Shedeur gets it up in the air into the end zone. And incomplete. Intended for Weaver. Closely covered by Anusian. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 25.
That's real good coverage by Anusian. You see them kind of hand fighting a little bit down the field. He's not in control, not in phase with the wide receiver, so he's just playing the eyes and hands for the ball to arrive so then he can punch the pocket. Real good coverage on the part of Anusian.
2nd and 10. Sanders with a little bit more time. Runs. There's going to be a face mask. You could see it even from 2 stories high from our broadcast position. Mohamed Kamara. So there's going to be a
personal foul, face mask, defense.
1st down. It's going to move it all the way down to the 12. That's the 8th personal foul.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Critical errors at inopportune times. And Kamara has played a fantastic game. He's been making plays all over the field. Just got to dial in at this point.
Got a little trips to the left of Sanders. Fires incomplete and a flag down. That's going to be a late hit. Sanders ended up taking a blow. It was right there.
And it's Mohamed Kamara again.
Number 8 defense.
Critical errors. As good of a game as he's played, those are 2 bad plays. You see the helmet under the chin.
Previous plays under review for purposes of reviewing potential targeting.
That's absolutely targeting. You could see Shedeur Sanders' head snap back. The crown of the helmet hits him right in the ear hole, right underneath the chin.
Well, they're going to take a look at this. That was Dad. That was Dad fixing his son's mouth a little bit. Might have took a good shot
right here. Boom.
Yeah, the crown. Yeah.
That's just. I mean, I don't know how many.
We check the boxes there, right?
Yeah, we don't really need to see anymore. I mean, you can see his helmet just turned sideways right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his.
He was sacked 8 times last week. And the Rams approaching that number right now. They got 4. But halfway there. That is a big-time hit.
After the review, it was confirmed that number 8 committed a personal foul targeting penalty. Number 8 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
The most dynamic defensive player tonight for the Rams is done at the most critical juncture of the game, Lewis.
Yeah, their ability to affect the passer with their pass rush is diminished greatly when he's not on the field. Greatly. And that's 2 plays in a row, Mark. That's 2 plays in a row where he made critical errors that allow Colorado to just continue to move closer and closer. He's putting this in for 6.
He's a guy that played in this rivalry game back in 2019. 1st and goal from the 6. Sanders underneath, complete. And a good tackle at the 3-yard line on Weaver by Ron Harge. It'll be 2nd and goal on the 3-yard gain. Boy, how much do they miss Hunter here?
Big time, because he's a one-on-one matchup nightmare that you could throw the ball up to in a jump ball situation. They just don't have it.
They go empty, 5 receivers. Sanders pulls, got it, touchdown Harrison. Remember, it was Harrison that caught the 2-point conversion.
Harrison was the 3rd guy in the trips to the right side of the formation, and he sees Shedeur Sanders in trouble. He was running across the back of the end zone away from Shedeur, stopped, presented an open target. He puts it on him, and it's 6.
Mata with the extra point, got it through. Colorado State looking to respond. They'll have an opportunity, but it's got to be a touchdown and an extra point. One more look. What was the key here, Lewis?
You're going to see Harrison's right here. He's going to start going across the formation, and he just stops because he sees the quarterback in trouble. It's an extended play situation. Watch, he's going to see him. He sees Shedeur. He sees him break out to the pocket to the left. You see him just stop and then just start working subtly back to the quarterback. And when you're playing zone coverage, like Colorado State was, that's what you're doing. You're just looking for open grass.
Q, what do you see down there?
I see Shedeur Sanders once again answering the bell. He was stung by that hit and took his helmet off, walked by his dad. And at that moment, I'm looking at Coach Prime and Shedeur saying, is this a player-coach or is this a father-son dynamic right here?
Yeah.
Deion shaking it.
We lost Q for a moment there. This is their first lead since 7-0. Here's the shot that he took and the ensuing targeting penalty. Kamara ejected for the rest of the game.
And it's not only the targeting, Mark. It's he landed on top of him and drove him into the ground. I mean, that's as dangerous as it gets. And if you're, I know you're the head coach, Prime, and I know that's your boy. I mean, you got to be sitting there. You just wonder what was going through his head right there.
Can the Rams answer? And the Buffaloes are going to burn a timeout.
First and final charge timeout, Colorado.
Here's a look at it after he took that big shot. Hey, Grown, come here. I'm talking to you, man. Wipe that thing off. That's the dad part. Coach Prime was telling us earlier, he says, what do I have to be worried or upset about? I get to coach my 2 sons. I get to pour into these 100-odd football players and love on them. I'm a need to be needed type of guy. Little receiver screen. Horton makes the catch and the move. And Horton down to the 16. Picked up about 9, 2nd and 1.
Horton is getting the attention,
man,
of the nation here tonight.
He put money on tape, right?
This guy, he can go. He can play some ball, and you better pay attention to him in this situation.
Brown in motion. Nicolosi hands it off. Morrow Brought down at the 15, picked up the first down. They've got to score a touchdown. A field goal will not do because Colorado scored one. Horton is split to the top of your screen here on 1st and 10. Nicolosi underneath. Horton makes a couple of moves and ducks down at about the 7-yard line. Got 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
How many times have we seen him catch that shallow cross? How many times have we seen it? They continue to run it and pick up 7, 8, 7, 8, 13, 7, 8.
No answer for it. 2nd and 3. He's out to the top of your screen, Horton is. Morrow in the backfield. Play clock down to 7. Nicolosi pulls it out on the slant. Horton with the catch. Touchdown! And we're an extra point from being tied. What a dart by Nicolosi.
Leaving their best wide receiver one-on-one on the outside, and he beats the corner immediately off the line of scrimmage, gets inside leverage. The safety is too far inside to help. And really it's just throw and catch at that point.
Right.
He won that route right off the snap, and by the position of the safety, who was too far inside to give him help.
Man's got 14 catches tonight. 106 yards. As we wait for the extra point to tie it up. Let's play another overtime.
Why not?
One more.
After the first overtime period, the score Colorado State 35.
The chess match continues between Coach Prime and Coach Norvell. Part 2 in a minute. Tied to 35. Tell me about the conversation, Lewis, a moment ago between Coach Prime and Breedlove, who came in for Hunter.
I have a feeling Coach Prime was telling him this. When you're man-to-man down here on the goal line and we have middle of the field safety coverage, you better move inside because the safety is too far inside to help you. Take away the shortest throw, which are the inside breaking routes. Make them throw it outside. That's what I bet he was telling him.
There's one thing missing, the hug.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can see right there.
It's overtime.
Oh, he's steamed right now.
Yeah. Tied at 35. It'll be Buffalo football. Let's go down to Quinn.
Seems to be some confusion as to which side of the field that the Buffaloes will be attacking. Coach Prime talking to the officials, and I'm not sure what the delay is here. The Colorado offense now huddling around Sean Lewis. A hush over this crowd. Remember, these fans, 7 a.m. this morning, Jonesy, they're at ESPN College Game Day right over here on campus. I was there with them. It's been a long, exciting day here in Boulder.
Let's do it again real soon. Boy, what a great day of college football, especially here in Boulder. College Game Day here. All the stars, celebrities of hip-hop and entertainment. Horn in motion. Boy, Sanders handed it off. Barreto got there right as the handoff was being made to Edwards. It's going to be a loss on the play of 5.
You get that vertical penetration, and they're trying the hard reach on that outside zone type of blocking scheme. That's what can mess it all up. Penetration in the backfield produces TFLs, tackles for loss. That's a big-time play on first down by Barreto. That puts them in a 2nd and long situation, makes it much more difficult.
Sanders gets rid of it Complete. Down to the 15. Inside the 10. Weaver, the receiver. Getting it done again. First and goal. A 22-yard gain. And they're up quickly at the line of scrimmage.
That was a fantastic, fantastic route by Xavier Weaver, the way he converted it versus that cover 2 look.
Here's Edwards, stopped on a dime, flag down, Weaver down. Pardon me, Edwards down to the 2.
Edwards ball, penalty markers.
Holding, number 78 offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
That's going to come back then. You know, one thing that hasn't been a factor tonight that we can see with the naked eye anyway is the fact that they started Hank Zalanknis as their starting center, replacing Van Wells.
The freshman.
Yeah,
absolutely.
True freshman making the start right there.
They've had a lot of confidence in him. This offensive line has continued to try and protect better and better here in the second half.
Sanders open. There he is again. Touchdown, Harrison. He gave it the I can't believe it either. And the Buffaloes go up 41-35. He is giving that Rams secondary work.
Michael Harrison has balled in this game, man. And he has been a key cog in this offense as it relates to how they have been attacking this cover 2 zone defense. The middle of the field is where you go after it.
Sorry, Lewis, going for 2 here in the second overtime. Sanders got rid of it. He got it. Weaver this time. If you didn't know this was a rivalry game, you know it now. Incredible drama and performance.
Really, it's just right here on the touchdown. You're going to see this against a cover 2 look. You're going to see the tight end go across the field, and then instead of just hooking up here, he turns it vertical and then gets down in between the hash and the numbers. Look at this. Look at this conversion. That's called, we know exactly the counter to cover 2, and here you just have some confusion on the outside here between the safeties in the corner. They're sending a max blitz. You see 7 guys rushing here, and they just turn loose Weaver in the back of the end zone. And that's what happens. Look, if you're going to send extra rushers in a man-covered situation, you better know who you have, especially when it's a 0 blitz situation. Colorado State, another critical error here in overtime.
Nicolosi back to pass. Complete. Down to the 16-yard line. Who else? Horton.
He's been unbelievable.
A one-man show tonight. 15 receptions for 114 yards, and the meter is still running. Eight-yard pickup, 2nd and 2. They run it. Boy, that's going to be no gain for Avery Morrow. 3rd down coming up. Amari McNeil making the tackle on the play. The Tennessee transfer along with Bishop Thomas. Third and 2. Keep an eye on Torrey Horton. Holker right beside him on the inside of him. Nicolosi with a clean pocket. Finds his man. 1st and goal, Horton. He's giving that secondary so much work. They should be employees of his right now.
I'm telling you, he has found the open areas in this underneath zone coverage all game long. Both teams have exploited it here in the second half. They've all found a nice little groove, quarterback throwing the football in rhythm. It's been tough on both of these defenses.
Nicolosi going to hand it off. Morrow looking for a crease to pierce that front, and he's brought down by Amari McNeil. 2-yard gain, 2nd down and goal. Here in the second overtime. Remember, if they do get into the end zone, they've got to go for the 2-point conversion. Holker in the backfield, Brown in motion. Nicolosi looking, serving, running, got in, but there's a flag down at the 3-yard line.
It's going to be an illegal pick. That's what they're going to call. And they're going to call it on Torrey Horton.
Oh.
They were trying to get the tight end Holker out in the flat, and he was trying to set a pick on the nickel defender, Silman Craig.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 14 of the offense.
Yeah, you had the right guy. Yeah.
Yep. Well, once he turned it, once Fowler Nicolosi turned into a runner, you're going to see it right here. You see, really, they're trying to get the ball out in the flat. They're trying to get it to the tight end Holker.
Penalty.
And then, then he tees off on the linebacker Marvin Ham.
Yeah.
So really, it was an illegal pick first.
16th penalty for Coach Norvell's team for a total of 176 yards. Second and goal back at the 18. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Alston got a hand up, and it's 3rd and goal.
What a huge play by Alston right here at the right defensive end. If you can't get any rush, just get your hands up.
That's effort.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's just a smart defensive play. You know you're not going to get there as far as the sack is concerned. Time up the jump. Make it difficult for the quarterback to get it over your outstretched arms. And look, Taj Alston is 6'4", almost 6'5". Very smart play on his part.
Are they going to get this playoff in time or call a timeout? Rams are going to call a timeout.
First and final charge timeout. Colorado State.
None remaining. Braden Fowler and Nicolosi making his first start of the season here in week 3. Looking at 3rd and goal. Talking to the secondary, there's Woods, one of the returning players from a season ago, had that big interception early in the TCU game to help set the tenor and tone of that game. It's nice when you have a Hall of Famer that can come in and give you some advice.
In these critical situations.
Coach you up in a blink.
For sure. But right now in this situation, look, if there's 2 guys you have to take care of if you're Colorado, it has to be Torrey Horton and Dallin Holker. Those guys have just terrorized you all night long. Yeah. And if I'm Jay Norvell, I'm trying to figure out a way to get the ball to one of those 2 guys.
Here we go on 3rd and goal. Horton, the last receiver at the top of your screen. Brown inside of him. Nicolosi looks the other way. Into coverage, incomplete, and no flag on the play. It'll be 4th down coming up, intended for Ross Simmons. So the Rams down to their last gasp effort here on 4th and goal. Lining up in a bunch formation to the left of Nicolosi. Meanwhile, the Buffaloes defensively need one last stop. Fowler, Nicolosi waiting.
Play game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
They're going to push it back 5 yards on the delay of game infraction. So you got to be thinking Horton here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to be thinking right now, Torrey Horton. Or again, Dallin Holker has made big-time plays after big-time plays. Look, I was a little shocked that they went to Ross Simmons there, and they had him really in the position to get the one-on-one. I'm trying to get the ball to 14 or 5.
Little bunch formation at the bottom of the screen there. From the 23. Nicolosi steps up into the end zone in a crowd. No good. Picked off by Woods, and it's over. Buffaloes win it. Do you believe now? Coach Prime and the Buffaloes improved to 3-0. And some cordiality at midfield between the two respective brain trusts. They were down 11 points in the 4th quarter. With a frenzied and furious comeback choreographed by their quarterback and Heisman candidate Shedeur Sanders.
98-yard drive. That's what started it.
Here's what it looked like at the final gun. The only thing remaining now is to do that. Give coaches theme music. An implausible comeback, Q. What do you got?
I got Coach Prime. Coach, what's your reaction to this win?
Resilience. To be great, you're going to have to be resilient. You got to overcome adversity, and that was a tremendous amount of adversity, and we overcame it.
You're down 11 in the 4th. You're on the 2-yard line. What were you saying to Shedeur?
Do what you do. I've been saying this since he was a kid. Y'all just new to this game.
Shiloh was a big-time playmaker early in the game. And then Shedeur.
I'm proud of my kids, but I'm proud of this team. This team is phenomenal. The coaching staff is phenomenal. They were resilient. I mean, we started off playing like hot garbage, but we got it right. And we got the victory in the end. That's all that counts. We got the W.
What'd you learn?
Patience. Patience.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
God bless you.
Coach Prime knows now that his team has that clutch gene. Kamara was ejected after the targeting call on Sanders, who's soaking in some of the adulation from the sellout crowd in the end zone. What a night. I know there's a writer's strike right now, but this feels scripted. Right from Central Casting. The Buffaloes, undefeated at 3-0, winning the Rocky Mountain Showdown. They've won the last 5 in a row now. The final score, 43-35 in double overtime. For Ludus Riddick and Quint Kesnick and our entire crew, I'm Mark Jones. Man, we'd love to do this again soon. Sports Center is coming up next. Good night from Boulder.
Wow.